We are Keene State. Here, we believe that everyone is welcome and anything is possible.
We're empowering your unique voice.
Igniting potential and possibility.
Look closer. We are a tight-knit community, an inclusive community, where people can be their true selves. Bring your ability, background, culture, or traditions, whatever makes you you.
Because Keene State becomes home from day one. Come find your people and enjoy live music, art, coffee, thrifting, and did we mention the food? And if you're worried about what there is to do on the weekend, just look at this.
Everything we do here is about community.
Because we're a community of intense learners
with extraordinary hearts
that raise each other up.
We are fueled by each other's successes,
learning outside the classroom as well as in.
And we're here to provide the guidance and support you need to succeed.
All right, let's get hands-on.
In the lab.
In the studio.
In the pool.
On the dance floor.
On the stage.
The choices are yours, the opportunities are here.
Here at Keene State College, we're focused on teaching students the skills for an ever-changing world.
I'm ready to tackle problems with industry-ready skills.
You'll get a resume that writes itself, and
a paycheck that earns,
elevated confidence,
world-class courage.
And we never stop learning.
True learning takes collaboration.
We explore what drives our passions,
celebrate our individual voices,
and spark possibility together.
Every single student, every single day.
You already have what it takes. Welcome to Keene State.
My name is Wei Liu, and I am the professor of computer science here at Keene State College. Cybersecurity has a pretty high demand in the job market. It's gonna have a variety of career paths. So graduating in cybersecurity, they can be employed by government agencies, private corporations, and non-profit organizations. Cybersecurity is really a field with constantly emerging new technologies. So students keep learning new stuff and adapt to new technologies to solve the problems. Cyber attacks has become more and more common. The students in this field, they can help to protect the individuals and organizations or even national security against the cyber threats in cyberspace. So they can make some positive impact in our society. After students graduate in a major of cybersecurity from Keene State College, and the job work they can do is, for example, they can do information security analysis, and they can do the cybersecurity auditor, and they can do secure software developer, and also they can do some penetration tester work. So so all of this is about cybersecurity because it's actually used everywhere and in any working space. Yeah.
When we put this uniform on, we're preparing to serve our home state of New Hampshire. We serve part-time in our own communities and for our families and friends. In any emergency or disaster, you can count on the soldiers of the New Hampshire Army National Guard to be there. Our mission here at home is to make life better for everyone, and the benefits we earn help us improve our own lives. Learn more about part-time service with the New Hampshire Army National Guard at nationalguard.com/nh.
Another beautiful afternoon from the Owl Athletic Complex. Temps right near yesterday's game and plenty of sunshine once again. Today it's a non-conference matchup for the Owls as they take on the Springfield College Pride. Greetings everyone and welcome back to Keene State Baseball. Ryan Goodwin with you, joined today by Cody Hood. Yesterday the Owls finally saw their lengthy win streak come to a close at the hands of Eastern Connecticut State in a 13-7 defeat. They now hold possession of second place in the LEC standings at 8-3, just ahead of UMass Boston and UMass Dartmouth, the latter who they'll be visiting on Saturday in a doubleheader. But this afternoon, they take a break from conference play and get a struggling Springfield team. So, Cody, how can they take advantage of that today?
Yeah, Ryan, Keene's just got to get good pitching today. Yesterday, they scored 7 runs, which typically is enough offense to win a game. However, the pitching as a whole yesterday just wasn't holding up. A couple home runs were let up against the Warriors, but the Owls, which had the Owls lead to their demise. They have freshman Nate Pirog on the mound today, and he's shown some good stuff this season. Coach Blood will be looking for better results from his staff today, especially against a team that struggled offensively.
Yeah, it's been a rough go for the Pride. This Pride team, to your point there, Cody, 10-19 coming in, just 3-8 in their conference, the new MAC. They've dropped their last 3 games as well. And what else do you have on them?
Springfield has had their own troubles with pitching. Going back through this 3-game losing streak, they've allowed an average of 8 runs a game to opposing offenses, and they don't catch a break with Keene State's offense today. One that averaged 11 runs scored over the last 3 games. I have a feeling that the Pride are going to need a big day offensively from their top hitters, especially Mike Lapierre and Chris Garofalo, the latter who leads them in homers with 5. But this has been a pretty light hitting team overall, batting just .248 as a group.
All right, about set to play baseball today in this non-conference matchup. Keene State, Springfield College next after these messages here on the New Hampshire National Guard Owls Media Network.
Looking for a new car? It's time to visit New Car Nissan of Keene. 600 new Nissan cars, trucks, and SUVs are available right now. Plus, New Car Nissan of Keene has the most competitive prices. Every new Nissan comes with New Car's complimentary 20-year, 200,000-mile protection plan. Drive worry-free for many miles to come. Visit New Car Nissan of Keene today and discover why everyone loves a new car.
A single thread is unique. Like each of us, full of purpose and potential. A strand designed to connect, strengthen, and unite. But we face different challenges and have different opportunities. By acknowledging that others may struggle in ways we do not, we can celebrate our differences, embrace each other, and fortify the ties among us. A single thread can fray, yet when it's woven with another, a bond forms. A new strength created by the fabric of the whole. Let's embrace the fabric we make together, the diversity of our threads, to reach beyond ourselves and overcome the impossible. The true power of our game comes from unifying our individual backgrounds, connecting our unique stories, enabling us to be stronger, braver, greater. We can achieve so much more when we are all as one.
What a season! The confetti is going to fall. Here she goes, and she's got it! How sweet is this, and how wonderful for the sport!
Hi, I'm Dr. Kim Laufer, and I teach in social media. We find that there are so many jobs available in social media management, in social media analytics, in public relations. Everybody is looking for someone who can do social media, who can help them create a strategy and measure whether that strategy is working. In the social media major, you'll learn how to create effective content. You'll learn how to analyze content and make sure that the goals that you're trying to reach are being met. So the new social media major is going to help students learn how to build content that's appropriate for all different types of social media, whether it's TikTok or LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram. You're going to learn how to create videos, create photos, and create post content. The social media major is designed to give you a well-rounded experience that pulls from a lot of different disciplines, including business and art, computer science, and journalism. So the goal of our social media major is to give you the experience that you're going to need to go out and do social media for yourself, for small businesses, for nonprofit organizations, healthcare, journalism, whatever you're interested in.
This is Paul Sullivan of Sullivan Tire Company. We're thrilled to be sponsoring the Keene State College Athletic Program, supporting the Owls. No matter what the sport is, in Division III, they are legendary. What a great academic institution, liberal arts school, in a beautiful part of New England. So let's go, you Owls, and remember, at Sullivan Tire, we're always here to get you there. Thank you.
Fenton Family Dealerships, the Tri-State area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, has state-of-the-art service facilities and services all makes and models. Home to an exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty and no extra cost to you. Locally owned since 1986. More information at FentonDealerships.com.
About set to get underway, but before we do, we'll get a look at Springfield College's lineup. Leading off will be the DH Michael LaPere. Adam Crocker bats second in right field. Nate Garofalo playing second base, bats third. Chris Balkius, the third baseman, is the cleanup hitter. Nick Lloyd at first base, bats fifth. Jack Daneski, the shortstop, bats sixth. Tyler Casey in left field, bats seventh. Dan Surratt behind the plate, catching, bats eighth, and J.P. Catelier rounds out their order in center field, batting ninth.
And then for Keene on the mound today is the freshman Nate Pirog. He's 0-1 so far this season, and with a 6.46 ERA with 23 innings pitched. He does have a couple walks, which isn't terrible, but he has shown some promise.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen him do some good stuff, pitch very well in that game. Here, another non-conference game against Western New England. Obviously, the Owls did not get the win in the end, but certainly pitched well enough. Went 6 innings there and no runs allowed. So he's greeted right away by Michael LaPere, the DH for Springfield, and we get underway. Here's the first pitch. And it is strike one. So we're underway here Wednesday afternoon. Not the last home game this week for the Owls.
No, the last one is Sunday, I believe.
Yeah, Sunday they'll host Mitchell here, another non-conference meeting. Of course, Saturday they'll go down to Dartmouth and play UMass Dartmouth. Big conference doubleheader. And LaPere goes after that one and pokes it into the gap. Ehlers actually is going to cut it off, so leadoff single for Michael LaPere. And Springfield already with the man on, and now here's Adam Crocker, the right fielder. Crocker coming in, 299.
Solid hitting by LaPere there, just able to get in front of the ball, wait up, held up on it a little bit, and just able to drive it right to Ehlers.
Good job, though, by Ehlers to come over. It looked like it was going to get into the gap at first, able to cut it off. It's a strike from Pirog. Usually fills up the zone quite a bit from what we've seen, Cody.
Yeah, no, and that's not a terrible thing. It means that he's going to trust his defense behind him, make the double plays he needs to get out of sticky situations. But it also means he's not afraid to allow the hitters to hit, and he's just really confident in what he has in his command.
Saw on your screen there, they check back the runner. Crocker, a native of Nova Scotia, Canada.
A long way from home.
Yeah, quite a bit. Big swing there, and he comes up empty. A lot of Christmas trees come from that area, as far as I know. Translates, I think it means New Scotland in French. I think that's what Nova Scotia means.
Not call back. You know more about that than I do.
No, Nova means new. Here's the 0-2 will be made here from Pirog to Crocker. Again, good hitter, comes in 299. A lot of this lineup, though, is struggling, and he's down swinging. So the first K of the afternoon for Pirog, just 3 pitches, and he sits down the Springfield number 2 hitter.
Good change of eye level there from Pirog. Crocker liked it at first and then realized it a little bit too high, but swing started across the plane and just wasn't able to get back.
So now the second baseman, Nate Garofalo, digs in and goes after the first one in the air to right. Reyna on the run all the way in the corner, and it's out of here. A 2-run homer in the top of the first for Nate Garofalo. And Springfield jumps out to an early 2-0 lead, the second straight game. The Owls find themselves down in the first. That ball just kept carrying out to right field. It didn't get over the wall by too much.
Seemed like the wind got it a little bit there. Garofalo seemed to, when he hit it, he just seemed to like hesitate a little bit. Maybe caught it a little bit out in front, but the wind definitely helped him.
So for Garofalo, came in leading the team at 5. That's his 6th home run of the year. And now the cleanup man in Chris Balkius, the third baseman. Check swing foul, count even at 1. Keene fell behind Eastern Connecticut yesterday 3-0 in the first. Came back with 5 in the bottom half. But not the start they were looking for today. Especially coming off of a tough conference loss yesterday. Obviously in the conference this game, has no implications, but would like to see them come back strong.
Yeah, no, even if it doesn't have any implications, you still want to go out there, try your hardest, kind of want to see yourself improve in any way, shape, or form.
Pirog with that hesitation move that he's done all year to try to throw off timing. 1-2 is high. Behind the plate is freshman Luciano Frezza. Gets the start today. A lot of the same lineup for Keene State, although a couple guys in different positions. Otis Follett not playing shortstop today at the DH spot. Derek Finley gets the start there. Here's the 3-2, and that's ball 4. So Balkius comes all the way back, being down 1-2, and draws a walk. And now Nick Lloyd, the first baseman, digs in. Pirog, not the start he was hoping for, but hoping to get out of it here with just the 2 allowed. 2-run shot from Nate Garofalo. Big swing there, and he comes up empty.
And even if it's not the start you want, it's literally early days, and you just started the game, so you still have 8 innings to go. I wouldn't be too worried about it.
Obviously, very long way to go. To your point, they're going to check the runner back, and Balkius in safely. Lloyd from East Hampton, Mass, not far north of Springfield. And he pops this one up. Chatfield in foul territory over at first, makes the catch, and there's 2 down. So Lloyd retired, and now here's the number 6 man, the shortstop, Daneski. This will be Pirog's 16th pitch of the inning. So at this point, not too bad of a pitch count, despite the 2 allowed. It fires in strike one.
I would say the anywhere from like the 15 to 20 pitch count in the first inning is about average nowadays, especially with how competitive hitters are in the strike zone and how defensive they can get.
He'll check the runner back again, and once again, not very close.
Being very wary of the runner on first.
Not easy for Balkius either, really, to get a great jump with Pirog being a lefty. And he fires in ball one, that time to Donaski.
Lefties are very scary to face off when you're trying to steal because they don't even have any type of like body movement. They just toss it right over, so you have very little reaction time.
Yeah, certainly much harder to get a good jump. That's strike two. Pirog looking to get out of the first inning with the 2 allowed. Here's his 1-2 coming to Donaski. And he gets him swinging, so a couple strikeouts in the first inning for Nate Pirog, but he does allow a 2-run homer. Owls coming up in just a moment on the Owls Media Network.
New Car has over 1,700 pre-owned vehicles, the largest selection of inventory in New Hampshire. New Car Nissan of Keene has the most competitive prices. With a selection of over 30 brands, New Car has exactly what you need across the Granite State. Find your new car from any of New Car's family of dealerships throughout the Northeast and get it shipped to New Car Nissan of Keene for free. Plus, we'll deliver your new car right to your door. Visit New Car Nissan of Keene today and discover why everyone loves a new car.
At Keene State College, life is an adventure. You'll forge your path forward. As an owl, you'll take on challenges in the classroom, field, court, or track. Every worthwhile adventure has its share of blood, sweat, and tears. It takes hard work and dedication. No owl flies alone on their journey at Keene State. Teammates, coaches, professors, alumni, and fellow owls are with you along the way. They lift you up as you continue forward. When you're part of Owl Nation, you become the person you truly want to be.
Welcome back, everyone, to Owls Media Network. Before we get started with Keene's bottom of the first, their lineup. Batting first at shortstop, Derek Finlay. Second at third base, Evan McHugh. Center fielder, Tommy Ehlers. First baseman, Jonathan Chatfield. Left fielder, Shea Zena. Batting sixth, DH, Otis Fillet. Right fielder, batting seventh, Ethan Reina. Batting eighth, catcher, Luciano Frezza. And then batting ninth, Luke Anderson, second baseman.
Yeah, starter, as you see on your screen, Ryan Baker for Springfield. 3-1, 6.75 ERA. 17 strikeouts, 3 walks, 24 innings worked this year. And he gets Derek Finley, the shortstop, to lead off. Shows a bunt and pulls it back for ball one. Owls trying to dig their way out of a little hole, but still a hole nonetheless early in this game after the 2-run blast to right from Garofalo in the first, top of the first. And Baker fires in a strike. Last time these two teams met was end of March last year, and it was down in Springfield. The Owls lost that game 6-5. And overall, Keene State in this meeting is 14-8 coming in. 2-1 will miss. That's ball three. Finley came back from injury recently. Was a transfer from his first semester. Here's the 3-1. That's strike two. So full count from Baker on the first hitter.
Do you know where Finley's coming from?
I'd have to go back and look, but I believe it was actually University of Albany, I think. He's actually from Nashua, New Hampshire.
So not too far.
No, not terribly far. Probably about from Nashua, 3:15. Albany from here is about 2 hours. 3-2 again from Baker, and he goes after it to the second baseman. Garofalo fires in time for the first out in the bottom of the first.
Now batting for the Owls, the third baseman.
So Finley goes back to the dugout, and now Evan McHugh, the third baseman, steps in. A lot of the regular Keene State lineup today, obviously Finley playing short, Fillet at the DH spot, and Frezza getting the start behind the dish, so Callie gets it off. But other than that, mostly the same Keene State lineup.
Yes, basically the same potent lineup that we've seen, same offensive power. Even with the same changes, I'm expecting a lot from this team today.
Baker quickly working ahead here of McHugh. Comes in at 368.
Yeah, the start of our lineup has a very high average, and it's not just the start, too. McHugh goes down looking there. But just having all-around lineup having high averages, you don't see that too often. It's very impressive.
And Tommy Ehlers, of course, by far the leader in offense on this Keene team. 479 type of numbers that just off the charts. Talked about it many times, but remains true. Ehlers pops the first one out of play foul. 1 RBI double yesterday. Junior out of Salem, New Hampshire. Looks at strike 2. Baker filling up the zone early in the game.
Yeah, and Ehlers is right behind Chatfield with home runs at 4, with Chatfield at 8. So he's very...
It goes after that one in the air to center. Can the center fielder find it? He does make the catch in the end, does Catelier, and that will end the first inning. So quiet bottom half for the Owls.
The score after 1 inning,
Springfield.
Springfield College 2, Keene State College 0.
I remember writing in the 2nd grade that I wanted to be a teacher, and I always knew that I was going to be a teacher. I started school a year early, and it created challenges for me because I wasn't able to pick up material as fast as the other students. Outside of school, my Jaju would quiz me on my math facts and read with me. It showed me that even though I had challenges in school, there were still people who wanted to help me. In high school, I knew I had to work harder than everyone else to get the same results, but I had teachers that would help me in subject areas outside of their own because they could relate to how I felt. The way these interactions with my Jaju and my teachers made me feel while I was learning is the inspiration for how I'd like my students to feel. I'm able to build relationships and be vulnerable with my students when they're struggling because I've been in their shoes and I know exactly how they feel. Being able to relate to them from my own experience has become a massive asset in becoming a teacher.
Top half of inning number 2. A couple fans out there enjoying the game, enjoying the sunshine. Another nice day here in Keene. I think it's going to break 70 tomorrow as well. Today we got high 60s.
It's about time.
I think yesterday did end up breaking the 70s.
Yesterday it was also very nice, but we've been in a wind tunnel, however.
That is true. Yeah, anytime you get those clear bluebird days like today, you tend to get a bit of wind. Now Tyler Casey, the left fielder, leads things off here in the top of inning number 2. Be 7-8-9 due up for Springfield. Purog looking to have a bounce back inning. Only threw 19 pitches there, as you see in the first. But did allow the 2-run homer to Garofalo, his 6th of the year. Team leader in that category for Springfield. Owls went down pretty quietly, 1-2-3 in the bottom half. He shows bunt and bunts it foul. Keene State coming in. This will be their 30th game played today at 15-14. Of course, conference records will not be affected for either team today. 0-1. And that's a strike. Quickly 0-2 for Purog. Did have a couple Ks in that first inning, despite allowing the 2-run homer. So adding to his season total, he's going to add to it again right there. That's his 3rd. And he sits down Casey on just 3 pitches looking.
Yeah, as we were talking about earlier, Nate just pounds and strikes out, just pitch after pitch. And it shows like he's not afraid of the batters, and it's very rare to see that these days.
Yeah, and that's his 28th now on the season. Came in with 25 today. Big swing and a miss there from the catcher, Dan Surratt. We'll have a nice 1-2-3 inning here for Pirog. That's strike 2. Almost threw off his timing there.
Yeah, it seems like Pirog's doing a good job of changing time, changing eye level, and that just spells like disaster for the other team.
Kind of a hesitation move now. There, the 0-2 is foul back, and Surratt able to stay alive. Looks like caught a piece of Frezza behind the dish. Surratt, the sophomore from Braintree, Mass, just outside of Boston, a little bit south. Pirog eyeing his second strikeout of the inning, be his 4th on the day. And here's another 0-2. That one just high.
Looks good from here.
It looked like it could have been.
It must have been just a little bit high.
I think it was a little bit up. Here's another 1-2. That one off. And the count now even for Surratt. Another absolutely gorgeous day today for a game. Had a bigger crowd yesterday, obviously, with the big matchup against Eastern Connecticut, but still some people filing in here to catch this one.
Yeah, it's still early days, 3:20, so people are still probably in work right now. So there probably will be some more people shuffling in a little bit late today.
3-2, swing and a miss. That's number 4 already for Nate Pirog, and he gets Surratt swinging. And now J.P. Catelier, the center fielder. Made an interesting catch there for the final out of the bottom of the first. Almost lost it in the sun.
I thought he was going to lose it, and then he just kind of opened up his glove, and it was right there.
Luckily found the right positioning. Off the fly ball to center from Ehlers. That's ball 1. So would be exactly what Pirog needs. If he can retire Catelier here, it'll be a 1-2-3. Popped up, Frezza looking for it, and it's out of play anyway. So count now even. Keene State a couple years ago here, the last time they played Springfield at home. And that's strike 2. Back on March 29th of 23, they beat them 11-9. Catelier goes after that one, and he goes down swinging. That's 5 strikeouts now for Nate Pirog. We head to the bottom of the second, still 2-0.
College sports fans, get ready for game day with the officially licensed merchandise from the NCAA official online shop. Shop NCAAsports.com. Get the whole family geared up with the best collection of apparel and accessories, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, headgear, championship gear, and more. Visit the NCAA shop for today's special offer and rep your favorite team now. Only at shopNCAAsports.com.
We are Keene State. Here, we believe that everyone is welcome and anything is possible.
Look closer. We are a tight-knit community, an inclusive community, where people can be their true selves. Bring your ability, background, culture, or traditions, whatever makes you you.
You already have what it takes. Welcome to Keene State.
Bottom of inning number 2. There's our Director of Athletics, Marty Testo, taking in this game this afternoon. And he is eyeing Jonathan Chatfield, who digs in to lead things off. 4, 5, and 6 coming up at least this inning for Keene against Baker, who had a very quick start. Threw just 12 pitches, or 13 pitches there in the bottom of the first. Got him 1, 2, 3.
Chatfield leading the teams in home runs, so
Goes after that one in the air to center. Back on it. Catelier can't find it, and it one hops the wall. Chatfield will stop at second. A leadoff double here in the bottom of inning number 2.
He was thinking 3.
I thought maybe he'd take the turn. Thought maybe that ball had a chance to carry out.
Probably if the wind was a little bit stronger at that point, I think it would have. But at last, the wind did die down. But still, Chatfield comes in there with the double. And now Keene does have a runner in scoring position.
Owls get their first knock. I think the coach, first base coach there, dropped something. Maybe a wrist guard from Chatfield. Now Shea Zena, the left fielder, got the start on the mound yesterday against East Con. Went only 2 innings, allowed 3. Kind of a bullpen type day for the Owls. Didn't end up working, obviously, with the 6-run loss. Did have some good efforts, though. Obviously, Liam Conley, 3 scoreless innings between the 6th, 7th, and 8th. Zeno looked at ball 1 there. And that time it's in there for a strike. Otis Fillet, the DH on deck. And here's Baker's 1-1. Zena pops that one out of play, foul. That one on to the softball field, actually into the netting. Lands next to the dugout. Nothing going on over there today, so we don't have to worry as much as we did yesterday.
Booth isn't as crowded. You get to stretch your legs a little bit.
The way life should be. But hey, life's not. Who said life's perfect? Bounced in the dirt. Nice stop there by Surratt. Now he's going to throw back, and Chatfield dives back in safely. Almost threw that one in the outfield.
Chatfield testing Surratt, see what he's made of.
Zeno with an RBI spot in the bottom of inning number 2. Chatfield with the leadoff double to center. And Baker fires a 2-2. And he pokes that one in the air to left. It's going to be caught by Casey for out number 1. Chatfield will have to stay at second. So Zena retired. And now Otis Fillet digs in.
Yeah, unfortunately, Zena just poked at it a little bit more than he should have. But still, Keene the Owls have 1 out, runner in scoring position, so they still have time to at least get 1 on board.
Yeah, Fillet coming in 306. Obviously grew up not far from Springfield, East Hampton. Kind of his hometown team, I guess you could say, in a sense. And he looks at a strike from Baker. 306. A lot of very good hitters in this Keene lineup. Now, really the first few hitters for Springfield, you could say, are over 300. But the rest of their lineup, all in the 2s.
Kind of falters a little bit, kind of steadies out.
I mean, Adam Crocker struck out his first time up, was close to 300, 299. Fillet, though, quickly down 0-2 to Baker. Gonna have to shorten up. And that one just outside.
I think Otis may have gotten away with one right there a little bit.
It looked like a pretty close pitch. Had to have been a little bit off. 1-2 from Baker now. And he swings and misses. So that's out number 2. And it's going to be up now to Ethan Reyna to try to drive in the leadoff runner at second. Reyna 338, 18 driven in. Drove in one of those runs yesterday. Now trying to come through with 2 out. It was a leadoff double from Chatfield, a promising start to this inning. But now, last 2 batters have been sat down. And it's up to Keene State's number 7 hitter to come through. Baker's 1-0. That will miss. Thought the ump was going to call that a strike. Made a motion like he was going to and didn't. And that one in there for a strike. Now 2-1. John Patawa behind the plate. And Carter Mayman on the bases in this game.
And that's one of the heartbreaking things about baseball. We have human umps, so there will be calls that you will get lucky with, and there will calls that you will just absolutely, utterly hate.
Reyna pokes that one in the left, and it's going to get down a base hit. Chatfield rounds third. He will score as he dives in safely, and the run does come in the end. A clutch RBI single there from Ethan Reyna, and the Owls are on the board.
Great hitting by Reyna there, just able to just poke it right in front of the left fielder.
Yeah, take
Casey there, and just Chatfield hauling, just going straight home, just maybe waving the third base coach a little bit and just going right home.
Yeah, take advantage of that hitter's count, 2-1. Baker falls behind. Now they'll throw back, Reyna in safely. Able to get it right down in front of Casey in left field. Chatfield, of course, running on contact with 2 outs. That one skipped in the dirt, and that's ball 1 to the catcher, Luciano Frezza. Number 8 hitter today gets the start. Freshman from Middletown, Connecticut.
Yeah, Frezza is coming into this game with a batting average of 200 with 5 ABs.
Oh, and there you go. He pokes one into center for a base hit. So he's aboard. Reyna stops at second. The throw comes in there. Now third hit of the inning for the Owls. And gets it to the number 9 man, Luke Anderson.
And even though Anderson is number 9, he's very dangerous. Because you know he's number 9, so the very dangerous top of the order is coming up, so you have to be careful with Anderson.
Yeah, and 297 coming in, so he's been a guy that gets on base for the top of the order. Not the typical average a lot of times that you see for a number 9 hitter in a lineup.
Yeah, when I did an interview with him a couple games ago, when him and Ehlers were in the booth with us, he said like he just trusts the top of the lineup right behind him, so he's just very confident in that batter's box going into the at-bat.
Yeah, Baker has had to labor quite a bit more this inning. Here's the 0-1 to Anderson, and it's going to be on the ground to second. Thrown to first in time there by Garofalo, and that ends the inning. The Owls do get a run back, though, on the RBI single from Ethan Reyna. We head to the third, 2-1, Springfield.
We know you will find your community along Appian Way here at Keene State College. Over a campfire on the student center lawn. In some friendly games and competition. Or in a club you connect to at the Student Involvement Fair. Maybe you will find your people on the courts, in a cheering section in the stands, at the rink on the ice, skating as an owl, or chilling in the yoga studio. Your connections may take place on the quad, listening to music, hanging out with friends, participating in a Keene State tradition like Pumpkin Palooza, or working on a group project, studying with classmates. Maybe your talents will bring you together with your community on one of our stages, in the main theater, or the recital hall at the Red Fern Arts Center. For us, community is all about the people you meet and the connections you make. At Keene State, our community is really about you.
Top of the third inning. Owls trailing right now 2-1 to Springfield College. Justin Blood looks on with his team. Down by a run, and now Pirog back out for this inning. Michael LePere will lead off. Got aboard with a base hit his first time up. Came around to score on the 2-run homer from Nate Garofalo. And now second time through the order for Pirog, as LePere calls time. Leading off the DH today.
You don't see the DH leading off a whole lot. When I saw that, when you were writing down the lineup, I was like, what is that?
Yeah, definitely not something you see all the time, to your point. That's strike one from Pirog.
It's almost like the catcher leading off.
Yeah, very rarely do you see a catcher lead off in a game.
The wind coming in with the mighty swoop.
Yeah, quite a bit of a breeze there. You see the flag out there right now. At least over by the field hockey lacrosse field, blowing pretty good. And LePere looks at ball two. Yeah, actually, you talk about the leadoff hitter being a catcher. A lot of times we see it, though, with Keene State, with Cali leading off. Not close there, as LePere has to duck out of the way. Ball three. If you're an Orioles fan, I mean, Adley Rutschman usually is, he's not usually a leadoff hitter, but he's pretty up there.
He's at the top of the order, yeah.
And that's ball four. So Pirog issues a walk. It's his second of the day, and now brings up Adam Crocker, who's 0 for 1, struck out his first time up. Pirog does have 5 strikeouts. That's now his second walk. Kind of uncharacteristic for Pirog, too. Hasn't typically been a guy that obviously can get his strikeouts, but doesn't fan a lot in a game, especially this early on. Trying to make Crocker his 6th victim. He'll look the runner back, fires in, and LePere safely dives back to first.
Pirog's doing a very good job of just getting in the batter's mind with only 20 seconds. Like, just these off timings. It's very confusing for the batter just to pick up on what Pirog's going to put in the zone.
Ball there to Crocker.
But at the same time, it allows the batter to just focus up and just pay attention a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, Pirog eyeing another strikeout here. It also wouldn't mind a ground ball right at somebody, get a double play.
No. Double play here would be ideal, especially with Garofalo coming up.
Yeah, the man who hit the 2-run homer. 1-2 is foul back. Crocker staying alive at least another pitch. And Garofalo, the second baseman, a left-handed hitter, too. So ideally, that matchup would favor Pirog on the mound, but was able to turn on it, drive it out to right field. A little help from the breeze as well. Here's that one misses. 2-2 now. You can see that, at least from where I'm standing, you can see the flag direction, too, really blowing kind of in the direction of right field. Pirog looking for the first out of the third. That's another ball, and it's another full count. Seen a few full counts today. Walked LePere on just 5 pitches. 3-2. And he fouls that one back again. Garofalo is on deck. Of course, responsible for both their runs so far. Certainly wouldn't want to have to face him again with 2 men on. And another full count pitch. Pops that one up. Chatfield gives it a look. Out of room. So Crocker putting together a good battle here at the plate. Certainly a lot better than his first time up. went down on just 3 pitches. Getting a better look the second time around.
Yeah, this is just very infuriating as a pitcher. You're just giving your best stuff to the batter, and he's just picking it up on everything, just fouling off, just racking up your pitch count. And the only thing you can do is just keep pummeling it in there, hoping that first swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss or soft contact, get a ground ball. Here's another 3-2. It'll be made. And that's ball 4. Frezza did not like the call there. He actually pointed back to Pirog saying it was a good pitch. And now 2 ducks on the pond for Nathan Garofalo, who again jacked a 2-run homer his first time up.
Very dangerous situation here for Pirog.
So LaPere at second, Crocker at first, both via the walk. Pirog now with 3 on the day. And that's strike 1.
If I'm Pirog here, I'm going to be trying to pitch for anything on the ground. I'm hoping to get the lead runners, or at least 1 runner. But just keep it on the ground so the ball stays out of the wind.
I mean, you certainly don't want to give him anything right down the heart of the plate, but you also don't want to try to pitch around him too much because you can't load the bases with nobody out. And obviously their cleanup man, Balkius, waiting in the wings. Here's an 0-1. That one finds the plate, and he's quickly ahead here of Garofalo, 0-2. Now just trying to put a hitter away. Crocker had a good battle there, able to work a walk. Fouled off some pitches. Eventually drew ball 4. Here's an 0-2. That one high and outside. That was pitch number 50 for Pirog. Pretty quick second inning for him. Had to labor again more in the first. See what he can do here. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Garofalo with a big cut and comes up empty. That's the 6th K for Nate Pirog.
If you're Pirog, that's just pure bliss and revenge right there. You just got the guy that hit a 2-run bomb on you, and you just struck him out. It's yin and yang right there.
And now Balkius, first time up, drew a walk. Goes after the first one, fouls it back, out of play.
And then at the same time, you get the strikeout and the revenge strikeout. You also have a chance to get the double play and get yourself out of the inning.
Yeah, and certainly get it to the bottom half of the inning for your offense, who just got to run back. Last thing you want to do is give them another run or 2, especially after that. Long wait, now the 0-1. And it's going to be on the ground. Chatfield has it. This could be 2. Now he's going to flip to first. Out in time. And Springfield's bench is not thrilled at all. Thought Chatfield was going to maybe try to go to second there. I thought you had called the double play for a second, Cody.
No, it definitely seemed like Chatfield was thinking second, but maybe there wasn't a player at second that could cover the double play, and then when Chatfield tried to get back to get the play at first, it just happened to be so that Nate was just a little bit behind. But they still do get the out, and 1 out closer to just getting away with just no runs.
And that was a bang-bang play there at first base as Lloyd fouls it back for strike 1. Didn't think Pirog had beat it at first, but they call him out. So it's 2 outs. Obviously, runners now down to second and third, but still trying to get out of it. Lloyd pops this one up. Whose ball is it? Called off by Finley. He makes the catch to end the inning. So bit of trouble there, but Pirog able to work out of it cleanly. We head to the bottom of the third, 2-1.
I pledge.
I pledge.
I pledge. I pledge.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
Nate Pirog able to work out of some trouble there, gets the big strikeout of Nate Garofalo. That was only the first out of the inning, but it felt like a big strikeout. As top of the Owls order is up here in the third, Derek Finley leading things off. It went quietly in the first inning against Baker, and he fires in strike one. That was big for the Owls to be able to hold him right there. And now get the top of your order up, and that one hits Finley, and he's aboard.
A base runner is a base runner, no matter how it happens. I mean, if you have a duck on the pond first batter, that just feels great.
Yeah, especially at this part of your order. Evan McHugh now up. Got Ehlers right after him. See if they try to get Finley moving too over at first. Obviously Baker, a right-handed pitcher. And they do, they send him. And it gets down into right field, a base hit. So McHugh now aboard. First and second with nobody out for Tommy Ehlers. Couldn't find that ball for a second. And a big RBI spot for Ehlers, who again is 0 for 1 with a fly out to center his first time up, but obviously we know he can do a lot of damage.
And the 2-3-4 hole for Keene, I would call that the danger three. The strong powerhouse hitters, they keep their heads down and just make good solid contact.
First pitch to Tommy, he hits it in the air to right, on the run, it's gonna get down and in front of the wall. Rounding third is Finley. He's going to try to score, and he will. RBI double for Tommy Ehlers, and this game is tied.
Like I said, they just keep their head down and make solid contact. I mean, you would like fancy, but just getting these singles and doubles, they add up, and they hurt. They hurt a lot.
Yeah, it all started with the hit by pitch for Derek Finley, a single for McHugh, and an RBI double for Ehlers. Owls in business. Nobody out now, second and third, and the game tied.
Yeah, now Springfield finds themselves in a very difficult predicament, just hoping for anything.
Yeah, they have to bring the infield in here against Chatfield, with McHugh at third, Ehlers at second. Finley had to really bring it there rounding the bases. I mean, he had to hold up, make sure that ball was going to get down. It obviously split the gap between Catelier and Crocker.
Yeah, McHugh is right behind him that entire time, I believe.
Yeah, McHugh was on his heels. So he had no choice at that point to round. Still able to score easily, though, as Chatfield now has a 1-1 count. 1 for 1. Well, one skipped in the dirt. Good stop there by Surratt. Able to keep the game tied momentarily. Owls starting to see Baker a lot better. That first inning was not very good offensively, but the last two starting to collect their hits off him. Now 2-1. skipped in the dirt, and he's a pitch away from loading the bases.
Seems like just the bases with runners on third and second are maybe getting in Baker's mind a little bit.
And on deck is Shea Zena. See if Chatfield swings here on the 3-1. And that's not close. It's low for ball 4. The bases are loaded, and Zena coming to the plate.
If I'm Zena, this is like the situation I want to be in. You have no outs, bases loaded. I have the green light. I'm swinging at everything and anything.
At the same time, certainly if it's over the plate, although that count, Baker didn't want to go anywhere near Chatfield. Obviously, he's going to have to throw strikes now here. Did have first base open. And Zena looks at ball 1. Owls have already tied it. RBI double from, guess who? Tommy Ehlers. At this point.
Tommy's just such a, he's a powerhouse for Keene. He's just the tool they can go to every single time, and they will get production out of him every single time he's up at bat.
Yeah, didn't even wait around. Swung at the first one he saw and drove it into the gap in right center field. 1-1 now to Zena. That misses. That's ball 2.
Seems like Baker's maybe hoping for Zena to chase at something here, maybe work around him. But all at the same time, it's a very dangerous strategy.
Yeah, can't fall further behind because then you have to throw something over. Zena with a huge cut there. He was going for a grand slam with that swing. But now the count even at 2. Bases right now full of Owls. It's still nobody out. The 2-2. Zena fouls it away. Almost picked there right in front of the dugout by Coach Blood.
Showing off his baseball expertise there.
Yeah, he was a pitcher. I believe he's a lefty too. Ended up being in the Seattle Mariners organization.
Really?
Yep. Single A, I think. Well, he played with, I think, there's still a farm team of Seattle. I think the Aqua Sox, Everett Aqua Sox. They're like a single A team.
And just getting drafted into the MLB is crazy because there's so many people in an organization, and just to make it to single A is just a triumph in itself. Even though it's like low A, it's still.
Zena fists this one off. He's going to come home with it in time, and now the throw gets away. Looks like it hit Zena, and the run's going to score behind him, Ehlers. So that'll make it 3-2 Keene. McHugh cut down via the force out. They were going for a double play there, trying to get Zena down the line at first. I think Springfield for a second was a little unhappy. They thought Zena was out of the base path. They looked to be in it to me. I think the throw got off him. So with the wild throw, the Owls end up getting on the board anyway. And now runners at the corners, 1 out.
And Springfield is still in a very difficult position. They have 1 out, runner on third and first. So
Yep.
Very tough spot for Baker to be again.
Yeah, and for Otis Fillet, the DH, number 6 hitter. Chatfield now a third. They throw back in. Zena dives in safely. Already 3 runs in for the Owls here in the third. And still looking for more. Again, they check back on Zena. Not really sure. I mean, I wouldn't think he's going to be a guy that will be running.
Yeah, when he first threw back, I was like, all right. I mean, whatever you want to do, go ahead.
That one outside. Count now even to Fillet.
But then again, Zena can move. He can hustle.
And maybe you see a situation, too, where they're trying to draw Chatfield in to score.
Get the bang-bang play.
Fillet grounds that one foul down the first base side. And it's 1-2. Keene State obviously already with the lead, but would love to at least get one more in, especially with having the bases loaded, nobody out. And the game at that point tied. A little more of a cushion to work with. The 1-2 just off the plate. Baker wanted that one, doesn't get the call.
Otis has been getting a little lucky with the pitches as of late.
Chatfield at third, Zena at first. The decent lead, he's dancing off the bag. And Baker steps off.
Maybe dancing with Baker, getting his mind a little bit. He's like, am I going? Am I not? Am I going? Am I not?
He's trying to mess with him. Baker will again throw back.
Mind games are getting deep.
Yeah, it seems to be working right now for Zena. I mean, he's got now 3 throwovers. You couldn't do that in the MLB anymore.
No.
Only 2 disengagements per batter. And Fillet looks at ball 3, so the count is full. Baker in danger of walking the bases loaded again. Ethan Reyna is on deck. Owls trying to make this a really big inning. Already 2 in so far. Zena goes, and it's popped up. Third baseman is under it. He makes the catch. It came back on Balkius. And there's 2 away. So unfortunately not able to get a run in that way. And now Reyna with 2 outs comes to the plate.
Balkius got caught up in the wind a little bit there, doing a little swirly swirl, trying to get to the ball.
And the tough thing is, even if he didn't make that catch, obviously Zena kind of has to hold up. So he might have been thrown out at second anyhow. Reyna comes up empty for strike 1. I was trying to do a little bit more, obviously 2 runs in, but had the bases loaded in a 2-2 game with nobody out. Only lead by a run. That just misses inside. Must have been inside.
Must have, just barely. Baker is not liking these this strike zone right now.
1-1. That one is strike 2.
Breaking ball just gets in there.
Reyna had the RBI single last inning to get the Owls on the board. Drove in Jonathan Chatfield. Here's a 1-2. And that time he swings and misses for strike 3. The Owls do get a pair of runs and take the lead 3-2. Cody will have the play-by-play as we head to the top of the 4th.
So when I ask students why Keene State, the students say unanimously it's the sense of community. The feel when you walk on this campus is immediately a sense of belonging, a sense of safety, a sense of welcome, and a sense of opportunity and promise. And so I think our students feel that when they come to our campus, and they experience it when they join us. Why students choose this campus is the sense and feel, and also the opportunity and the promise of that opportunity for them when they're making the decision. And why they stay is that we deliver on that promise. We have students from urban environments, from rural environments, and when they come to Keene State in those first weeks of forming a new community, they bring all of those experiences together to create a better Keene State. It's a campus small enough to feel a sense of recognition and identity, and a campus big enough to feel part of something bigger than yourself. This isn't a passive experience, so please get engaged, find a club, make a new group of friends, get involved in a recreational sport activity, an intramural sport, get involved in a creative performance, go see a show, be a part of this community and squeeze everything you can out of Keene State. And if you do that, I am confident you will have an exceptional experience and your life will be changed as a result of it.
Welcome back, everyone, to Owls Media Network here in Keene, New Hampshire. To the top of the 4th, Keene's now leading the ball game 3-2. And first pitch swinging
Ayler's going to get that ball in real quick. And Donansky just off to a quick start there.
Yeah, definitely not the start that Keene was hoping for. Right after they got a couple runs there, take the lead.
And that will bring up Casey.
See, though, Pirog's obviously been very effective with his strikeouts today. Thought he might have had a ground ball double play at one point, too. It didn't end up being that last inning.
Nope. Call back. Making sure Donansky doesn't run away with it. Strike one to Casey.
Still very tough for these hitters, though, to obviously get that jump with the left-handed pitcher. Obviously, he'll probably looking back a few times. Does again there.
Another callback. Making sure nothing goes on first base there. Pirog being very cautious. Strike two. A little bit high, but gets the call there. Two-0 count. And strikeout for Pirog. Makes number, what, 6?
That one was number 7.
Oh, number 7 on the day. So Pirog is racking up the strikeouts today.
Yeah, he might hit, he's eyeing the 10 mark.
And I hope he gets it. He's been very effective recently, just pummeling the strike zone. And with that strikeout, I'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, the 8-hole hitter, Surratt.
Yeah, Surratt last time, one of those strikeout victims for Pirog.
Ooh, just a bit outside. Frezza seemed to like that a little bit, kind of just stuck there.
Yeah, both sides have had, their qualms, I guess, with the home plate umpire at times, but such is baseball.
Surratt with a big swing and a miss there. Counts now 1-2. Another call back.
Yeah, he's really keeping an eye on Donansky over there.
Both teams are doing that today. Ooh. Just maybe a little bit too inside there. Yeah, no. Seems to have a very tight strike zone today, which isn't terrible, but as a pitcher, you don't want to see it.
It's good if you're a hitter.
It's very good if you're a hitter. Fouled off right field line. Does seem to be some action in Springfield bullpen.
Yeah, they do have a righty going over there. Obviously nothing right now for Keene.
2-2 count. And pop up. Chatfield. And fouls off the softball dugout. Softball dugout. Softball.
No, yeah, off the, it's like the visiting dugout over there. See, Pirog can put another guy away. Obviously, ground ball wouldn't hurt either here.
Nope. And Reyna under it makes the catch. And just Pirog's being very confident at the mound today. Just pummeling in strike zones, not being scared of the batter, and just trusting his defense behind him. He has put himself in some tough spots, but he hasn't let it get to his head.
Yeah, and that's what you got to do, especially if you're, just the freshman pitcher. Don't worry too much about those hitters on the other side. Just fill up the zone. Usually good things happen. To your point there, Cody.
And Catalier will take strike one.
Try to leave the top of their order to the next inning. If you can get Catalier here.
Big swing and a miss by Catalier. Takes strike two. Pirog just been very effective today.
Yeah, he struck out his first time up, so he's one of the the 7 victims so far via the punch out.
0-2 count. And, ooh. Frezza really liked that. I think all of us did, and just did not get the call, and that makes the count 1-2.
Yeah, I thought that could have been strike 3 once again. That one
and
is.
That's strike 3 to end the top half of the 4th. Coming up, bottom 4th. We'll be right back with you, on Owls Media Network.
Looking for a new car? It's time to visit New Car Nissan of Keene. 600 new Nissan cars, trucks, and SUVs are available right now. Plus, New Car Nissan of Keene has the most competitive prices. Every new Nissan comes with New Car's complimentary 20-year, 200,000-mile protection plan. Drive worry-free for many miles to come. Visit New Car Nissan of Keene today and discover why everyone loves a new car.
College sports.
The NCAA, driving change to do more for today's student athletes. The NCAA programs deliver $4 billion in scholarships every year. Those D1 scholarships are now guaranteed. Health and well-being services are mandatory. Student athletes get tutoring as well as financial literacy coaching because almost everyone is going pro in something other than sports. The NCAA, driving change to do more for today's student athletes.
And welcome back, everybody, to Owls Media Network. The Pride have a pitching change right now at the bottom of the 4th. Number 19, Jack Richburg coming in. He has a 4.91 ERA coming into this. No wins or losses, and he's had 8 appearances. And with his first batter coming up is the catcher, Frezza.
Yeah, Frezza, good first at bat too. Had the base hit up the middle. Obviously, not many starts for him this year, but just being a freshman, expect he's maybe the catcher of the future. Obviously, once Callie leaves, obviously Callie still got another year, but be interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah, you want your freshman to show some promise, and for him to be doing as well he is right now, it's very nice to see. And Frezza takes one high for ball 2. So Richburg coming into this, 2 pitches, 2 balls, and Frezza to the second baseman and grounds out. And that will bring up Luke Anderson, second baseman. And Anderson, again, as we stated earlier, he's very dangerous. He's the leadoff into the top 3, which are very, very dangerous. So you have to be very careful around him. So Richburg coming into this inning is going to be tested by Keene here. Pumps in a strike there to Anderson.
Yeah, I didn't mind the 2-0 swing there from Frezza either. So working ahead in the count. A lot of times you see hitters take a green light.
Ooh, just a bit outside.
At least, at least the zone today has been...
It's been consistent.
Consistent, at least.
It's not leaning one way or other. It's very tight for both teams.
Yeah, John Putala once again behind the plate.
Another ball taken outside to Anderson.
So another hitter's count here for the Owls. Let's see how they attack this. Saw Frezza go after the 2-0.
And Anderson will go after the 2-1, which will now make the count 2-2.
Like to see, Keene State really just add on in this game. Obviously, got down 2-0, now up a run.
They're being very aggressive, which you love to see. After being down first inning, Anderson pokes that one to the third baseman. Balkius makes the catch, and 2 away now.
And back to the top of the order. Obviously 2 out, though. Hard to get something going here.
So Richburg just coming in, 8 pitches, 2 outs. So Spring, the Pride are very happy with his performance right now. And Finlay will take strike 1.
Yeah, he got that rally going the bottom of the 3rd last inning. All started with his hit by pitch to lead that inning off.
Chases after that one, 0-2.
See, I'm starting to get allergies from something.
'Tis the season of the pollen. And Finlay fouls one off right field line. And gets another hack at it again.
Remember that? I think it was last year. The pollen was really bad. It was like, the typical time of year, late May, early June, but everything was like caked in yellow.
Yeah. Luckily, I don't have any allergies, so it doesn't affect me a whole lot. And call over to the first base umpire and says does not go. So now counts 1-2 to Finlay.
See if he can battle back here, maybe get on base. Obviously, McHugh and Ayler's in the hole right now.
Oh, another hit by pitch for Finlay. So he's gotten on base twice today and both hit by pitches.
He's just a magnet today for the baseball. I don't know. Second time today. Second straight AB, too.
And this one was a lot worse than the last one, too.
If you told him coming into today that, to this point he'd reached base twice, I think he'd be happy with that, but maybe not the way that he's gotten on.
No, but as an overall, the Owls are very happy to have a runner on at least. McHugh takes strike 1.
So get a little 2-out magic going here. Take advantage of that hit by pitch.
Hopefully Finlay can encourage Keene to start something again like he did last inning with the same tactic of the hit by pitch. The 0-1 and outside to McHugh. Keene has had a very good awareness of the plate today. Been very protective. And you just love to see it because usually batters are either just stiffed, the bat's just stiffed on their shoulder, or they're just swinging at everything.
Oh, great.
Finlay is out at second, and that will stop Keene's 2-out rally from coming about. Coming up, top of the 5th, Springfield hoping to fight back. We'll be right back with you on Owls Media Network.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
Fenton Family Dealerships, Tri-State Area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, has state-of-the-art service facilities and services all makes and models. Home to an exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty and no extra cost to you. Locally owned since 1986. More information at FentonDealerships.com.
Welcome to Hurt Skirt or Just Hurt. Our first contestant is suffering from knee pain from a recent running incident. What do we think, audience? Hurt Skirt or Just Hurt? Why not try Hurt Skirt? Make your recovery hassle-free with Hurt Skirt, a patent-pending, stretch-to-fit, hot-cold therapeutic sleeve, proven to stay cold longer and still remain completely mobile.
And welcome back, everyone, to the top of the 5th. First up at bat for this inning for Springfield is LePere.
Springfield first base coach had to hurry out there. Get a late jump.
It was a very quick inning transition, I do tell you.
Pirog hoping to continue where he left off past couple innings. LePere takes ball one. Pirog's been very efficient today. Does have a little bit of a high pitch count, but it's just been pummeling the strike zone. But Springfield's been fighting it off really well.
I mean, if he can have a quick inning, though, here, he might be on pace to get through 6, which would obviously be very big for your bullpen, especially a bullpen that had to work pretty hard yesterday.
Almost like a day off, kind of.
Yeah, you certainly need a good start, need some length here from Pirog. And obviously, you know, they're going to be heading to Dartmouth on Saturday, so those are a couple big games coming up, you know, in the LEC.
Yeah.
Oh, Friday. Friday they're going to be heading to Dartmouth.
And that counts 2-2 now. LePere's 1-1 on the day, hoping to maybe extend that to 2-2. Two and two. Hesitation move by Pirog. And LePere fouls off. Again, Springfield's doing a very good job of just staying in the zone, fighting off, and just racking up Pirog's count. LePere straight to Pirog, doesn't even touch the ground, so it's just a quick out one there.
Yeah, it's a good spot to be in almost if you're Pirog. I mean, ball lined right back at you, but kind of just the reflex, and his glove's right there. Makes the catch. The ball almost caught him.
It's almost inhuman, basically. And who says pitchers aren't athletes?
I don't know who, but that's somebody not very smart, apparently.
And Crocker will take ball one. And now it counts 1-1. Pirog's goal for today is probably to get through 6. So probably going to be fighting just to get the batters out as quickly and efficiently as possible.
We've seen him get over the century mark in terms of pitches this year. I believe against Western New England, he just got over 100 in the end of that game and obviously got through 6. So certainly wouldn't be surprised to see him go into the 6 at the very least. Hopefully get through it.
Hesitation move by Pirog for the 2-2.
Got the
almost has like a rocking motion.
It's almost like I don't know, Nestor Cortez used to do that, or there've been other pitchers in the majors who try to do that hesitation, and then the quick pitch. Oh, it doesn't work there.
Pitch, but Crocker gets lucky with one of those pitches because that should have been a strikeout in my opinion. But at last, Crocker does get the walk, and that will bring up Garofalo. It's very dangerous. Does have the homer on the day, so it's going to try to not work around him, but be very vigilant. Fouled off.
And we'll see what they do here with obviously Crocker at first. See if they try to get him running. But again, tough to get that jump with the lefty pitcher.
Yep. And the call back just in time by Crocker.
See a couple guys warming right now for the Owls.
And Garofalo will take strike 2. And already Pirog's in a very favorable pitch count here against the homer kid for Springfield. And another call back. Wow, both teams keeping in check the runners today. Making sure that nothing can get past them. Oh. And strike 3 again gets Garofalo. And that makes number 9 on the day. So he's 1 off of the decade mark here.
The Garofalo is
not happy about that.
No, walked right back to the dugout, which is basically right under us.
He
was very confused on that pitch. Maybe thought it was in a outside or inside. It just didn't go his way, so he was confused and just forced to walk back. And now Pirog's behind 2-0.
About 9 strikeouts today for Pirog. Just certainly didn't expect that today. Didn't have that on the bingo card.
No, but if you're Coach Blood, you'd love to see it from your freshmen. Just pumping in the strikes, getting the strikeouts, and just keeping runners off the base.
And those are really the best types of pitchers too. Guys that aren't afraid to, be around the zone. Might not have the fastest stuff all the time. At least in my lowly opinion.
Call back. Crocker back in time. And the count is now 3-1. Ball may have gotten away a little bit there.
Yeah, still good job though overall by Frezza to keep it in front of him. Not want to get past. Obviously, the runner still has to stay put.
The freshman duo have been very productive today. Fouled off, Frezza looking up, and that will be behind us into the softball field. Yeah, no, Pirog and Frezza working very well today. Accumulating 9 strikeouts so far, hoping for another one.
Yeah, he's on his 10th right now. Easily a season high. Career high, obviously, given he's a freshman.
And the count now is full to Balkia. Full count. And Balkia flies out. Zena running in. Gets the... Oh, he drops it.
Yeah.
And the runner first was able to just advance to third. Unfortunately, Zena unable to hold onto the ball. And that will count as an error, I believe, right? Or is that just a hit?
I think it's a hit. It got down right in front of him over left. He tried to make a sliding play. Kind of trapped it. Obviously, it trickled away for a second. Yeah, good piece of hitting, though, there by Balkius. Able to just go the other way. Wind kind of blowing in a little bit.
Ground out to Finlay and gets the last out of the inning. Coming back, Owls hoping to rally back from that little drop by Zena. Able to put up some more support. We'll be right back with you on Owls Media Network.
When we put this uniform on, we're preparing to serve our home state of New Hampshire. We serve part-time in our own communities and for our families and friends. In any emergency or disaster, you can count on the soldiers of the New Hampshire Army National Guard to be there. Our mission here at home is to make life better for everyone, and the benefits we earn help us improve our own lives. Learn more about part-time service with the New Hampshire Army National Guard at nationalguard.com/NH.
I teach the art of fanology, a job I take seriously. As to the question of nature versus nurture, is a fan born or is a fan made? I know this. Our game can make a fan out of anyone. And at Fandom U, we take it to a whole new level. The NCAA Championships. Attendance is encouraged, passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets. Class dismissed.
Welcome back, everyone, to Owls Media Network. The wind is still very much blowing, and it seems that the softball players are pulling off the tarp for maybe a little practice. Or is that... What is that?
Oh, yeah. It looks like a tarp.
Tarp of some sort.
Or maybe that is softball.
That is softball players.
So I was looking behind us, and I was like, I didn't know where they went. They're originally over in the dugout.
And McHugh will begin where he left off last inning with Rich Burke still in for Springfield.
And I guess that's a positive, of Finley getting caught stealing, is that at least you have McHugh to lead off the next inning, but still was kind of an interesting call to send him there.
McHugh takes low ball 1, or 1-1. Richburg was very effective last inning, only throwing 13 pitches.
I still really like to see this Owls offense. Obviously, to this point, have done enough, but let's see him maybe.
You want to see some insurance.
See him tack on a few more.
Yeah, McHugh grounds out to the shortstop, and they get him out at first. 1 down for the Owls. But McHugh's down, but that will bring up the dangerous center fielder, Ehlers.
Yeah, and 1 for 2. Did strike out. Or no, did strike out his first time up. Flew out his first time up. But obviously had that RBI double, which tied the game.
Yeah, Ehlers hoping to get started here for the Owls, hoping to tack on your insurance runs you've been wanting.
Let's see if we get a home run here. I'm gonna go all out and say we get an Ehlers home run.
You're gonna try to do a prediction here?
Yeah, we'll see.
Takes high strike.
I feel like it was a little high.
1-1 to Ehlers.
I'll probably be wrong, but you know what? That's the fun.
You just like to throw something out there, almost like throwing spaghetti at a wall, see if it sticks.
Yeah.
And Ehlers, a little blooper to shortstop.
Nope.
Easy play to first. Out number 2 for the Owls.
0 for 1 on the season now. I guess I'll never make a prediction again.
Well, you gotta just keep trying, With Ehlers going down, that brings up number 23, Chatfield. Very dangerous hitter still.
This actually might have been a safer bet, especially with the wind blowing out to right.
Chatfield, deep drive, right field. Foul, however. Maybe just a little bit right to the foul post, but try to do that again, maybe sit back on it a little bit more.
Yeah, it had home run distance, I think, but yeah, this carrying a little bit to the right, a little out in front of it.
Ooh, Chatfield got away with one there, but I don't think he's complaining, so 1-1 count. Richburg, 22 pitches, 1-1 count to Chatfield. 2-1 now.
I was going to say, he called that last one a ball, so he's got to, they looked about the same spot.
Yeah, they looked very similar. But still very consistent strike zone, so you like to see it. Chatfield, a little dribbler to first, and that will bring an inning to a close. Owls, Pirog will be back on the mound for the Owls, hoping to shut down Springfield once again. We'll be back here on Owls Media Network.
I worked in HVAC when I was in high school, and I really liked being on a job site. When Keene State came to my high school, the admissions counselor told me I could have a job on a job site and also make a difference on people's lives. He said being a safety engineer meant I could work with my hands, but also make sure that everybody was going to be home safely at the end of the day. The safety field is growing rapidly because companies are noticing that keeping their workers healthy means that they can keep their workers working. My plan is to graduate from Keene State so I can get back onto a job site as a safety engineer. It's great because there's jobs to choose from all over the United States, so I can basically go anywhere I want. Keene State is giving me the tools to make that happen.
When we put this uniform on, we're preparing to serve our home state of New Hampshire. We serve part-time in our own communities and for our families and friends. In any emergency or disaster, you can count on the soldiers of the New Hampshire Army National Guard to be there. Our mission here at home is to make life better for everyone, and the benefits we earn help us improve our own lives. Learn more about part-time service with the New Hampshire Army National Guard at nationalguard.com/NH.
Welcome back, everyone, to Owls Media Network. The Owls have a pitching change. Instead of Pirog back on the mound, it's number 7, Joe Schleichhuber. He has a
4.15 ERA. He has 1 loss on the season, and he has 5 appearances, so not terrible.
Yeah, it feels like it's been a little bit since seen Schley Huber. Got to see him, well, at least last time I saw him was out against Salem State at Franklin Pierce. That was almost a month ago now. But obviously he's made some appearances since, I believe. And working with a 1-run lead as we head to, kind of the middle innings still here, top of the 6th.
And the first runner he's going to face against Springfield would be Jack Daneski. Springfield hoping to have some production here in the next couple innings, hoping to maybe tie up the game.
Yeah, Pirog pitched very well. Obviously, outside of that first inning was really effective.
Yeah, Pirog just able to regroup after that first inning, like you said, and just pound the strikes and trust his defense behind him, and just able to rack up 9 strikeouts in total before the pitching changed.
Didn't quite get to 10, but certainly 9 strikeouts. That's a great day in just 5 innings.
And Schley Huber count now is 2-1 to Daneski. Fun name to say, Schley Huber.
Yeah, really, really fun.
2-1. 2-2 now. Daneski does not like that call.
Yeah, he's not the first hitter today to argue with the zone, certainly.
No.
Or make a little protest.
And right back to Schley Huber for a quick out number 1. Schley Huber off the mound change and effective already, and you like to see that.
Yeah, got behind Daneski there, but battled back and then gets the ground out. Just 5 pitches, not bad. Obviously, you got the number 7 man now, Casey.
Yeah, Schley Huber hoping to just shut down any production from Springfield here.
And I think much like Pirog, you just have to focus on filling the zone here. You obviously have a very slim lead, but don't want to let on any unnecessary base runners. You want to make them earn it at least.
Call back to the first base umpire, and it says he went there. So now it is 0-2 to Casey. Casey is now behind and probably going to need to extend the zone a little bit. And that ball gets away from Freza there. Casey struck out twice to Pirog. So he was in those. He was in the rafters there for Pirog's 9 total strikeouts.
Yeah, he's certainly happy to see Pirog gone right now.
Hoping to change his fortune a little bit. And strikeout for Schley Huber to get out number 2 for the Owls. Schley Huber been very effective so far this inning, just able to get 2 quick outs and hoping to get the Owls bats back in there.
Yeah, liking what Schley Huber's been throwing lately. Just getting ahead of guys, not pitching afraid. We talked with Coach Blood yesterday in the postgame, and he said, there were times where he could see it, the opponents could see it in their pitcher's eyes of kind of pitching afraid. Schley Huber right now not afraid to go after these guys, and that's big.
Yeah, very important for pitchers just to don't be scared. Trust the defense behind you, and good things will happen. And now
Surrett, it looks like.
Surrett will be due up for Springfield. Big swing and a miss. 1-2 now. Schley Huber, very effective inning. 13 pitches so far. Just shutting down, like Pirog did, all production for Springfield. And that ball also gets away. Thankfully, no one's on base.
Yeah, I mean, eyeing another strikeout here for Schlehuber. Obviously, if he can get through this inning, pretty quickly, maybe you send him back out there for the 7th. I mean, you'd like to be able to save your bullpen, some of the other pieces in your bullpen as much as you can.
Ooh, just outside. Everyone liked that except the ump, so we're gonna keep playing this top half.
Be big if he can get him out here. It doesn't have to be a strikeout, just some kind of out.
Full count. Schlehuber, Surratt, and Surratt line drive to Ehlers. Ehlers makes the catch for the final out of the inning, and that will bring up Owls bats once again, hoping to extend their insurance runs. We'll be back with you to Owls Media Network.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela burns it. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
All right, pay attention. Welcome to Fandom 101. We'll cover the tools of the trade from foam fingers in the wave to the super secret wave. How's that for a course description? Lesson 1, your game starts long before the opening whistle, so arrive prepared. 2, if something piques your interest, raise your hand. And 3, work in groups. NCAA championships. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Get your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets. Class dismissed.
Welcome back, everyone, to Owls Media Network. See Nate Purog there, the very effective freshman pitcher today, shutting down any Springfield offense since the first inning. And you really love to see that from your freshman, just being very effective, not afraid, and just allowing your bats to get up there inning after inning, refreshed and knowing that you guys still have the lead.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously wasn't a start, in that first inning that he was hoping for. Gave up the 2-run shot to Garofalo, but didn't really let that get in his head. Just came right back and went after these hitters for the rest of the day. And certainly if you're Coach Blood, that's what you want to see out of a freshman pitcher like that.
Yeah. And top of the order not top of the order, but top of the inning for the Owls here will be Shea Zena. Zena 0-2 on the day, so not his best. Fouls that off. Makes the count 0-2.
Softball players looks like back out on the softball diamond now, headed towards the dugout. Heads up though, if you get some foul balls over there, it's bound to happen.
Especially with the field so close together.
Oh yeah.
Just outside for Richburg. Zena stays alive. 1-2 count. Gonna need to extend this play a little bit. And Zena strikes out looking. Richburg, his second strikeout of the day? First? Second? First strikeout of the day.
Yeah, that's a tough one there for Zena. I don't think he liked the call, but when you have 2 strikes on you, you have to sometimes find a way to protect, especially if it's, anywhere close to the zone.
Yeah.
Might not be a pitch you want to hit necessarily, but
Otis takes low and in for ball 1.
Feels like it's been a 3-2 game for forever now. I mean,
it's been a 3-2 game since the 4th. Yeah, after the Owls scored the 2 runs at the bottom of the 3rd, there's been no production on either side of offenses, so it's been a very stalemate pitcher's duel type of game.
I just think back to the last time that Purog pitched here in a non-conference game against Western New England. The Owls took a 1-0 lead, and they had it all the way till 2 outs in the 8th inning, and they gave up 2 runs there, then gave up a run in the top of the 8th, ended up losing the game 3-1. So that's the thing, when you don't score a lot, you have to make, you need your pitchers, you need your bullpen to be absolutely perfect, and hopefully not a similar scenario today.
Yeah. Full count now to Fillet. Fillet hopefully wanting to start something here for the Owls. 3-2 count. Fouls that off in the dirt. Richburg seems to be throwing a lot of low pitches today.
Yeah, seems like, getting him to chase. Obviously, right now, at this moment, 1 strikeout. Looking for 2. But tough to lay off.
3-2 count. Otis takes ball 4, and the Owls now have a runner on the pond. And that will bring up Reyna.
Yeah, good to see. And now, starting towards the bottom of the order, now you get the 7-man up, but not a bad day for Reyna, though.
No, Reyna did score our first run of the game today. Takes ball 1 there.
Yeah, exactly. Drove in Chatfield. 2-out single back in the bottom of the 2nd. Got the Owls on the board.
Reyna takes strike there. Counts now 1-1.
I really like what he did with that at bat early in the game, because didn't try to do too much. Actually went the other way with it. Poked it right into left.
Call back. Otis back in time. It's been a pitcher's duel for most of the game today. Both relievers coming in and just shutting down offensive. Even though Richburg has allowed runners on base, nothing has come from them.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of a slow day so far for both of these teams. Got off to a fast start for Springfield, but to your point, Cody, the Owls have shut them down since.
Another call back to Fillet. Yeah, no, both teams still making sure runners don't get away with it. No stolen bases. There was an attempt by Finlay a couple of innings ago, but was called out trying to get there. Reyna, line to left, and easy out number 2.
Yeah, nice poke there from Reyna. Unfortunately, just right at Casey in left field. Not much you can do there. I mean, you'll be kind of happy with the contact you made. Sometimes they just don't fall.
Yeah, you got to be happy with it. You get, you're making contact, but if it's the players, the only thing you can take away from it is, I'm hitting the ball, I'm seeing the ball, it's just, I'm getting unlucky. Another callback for Fillet. It's strange to see so many pitchbacks. And it's happening every single game for Keene.
Yeah, we'll see if he's on the move here with Frezza up. This is 1 for 2 with a base hit.
Frezza 1-0 count. Is replacing Callie today, so Callie has the rest. Frezza doing very well behind the plate with Pirog.
Yeah, had a freshman battery today with the starter and the catcher.
And they were very effective. Frezza was calling some good pitches, and Pirog was just picking up on everything. Frezza fouled off. Out of play.
I think their bullpen catcher over there was looking at it. I couldn't tell from here if he made the catch or not.
Springfield does have some more action. Looks like another righty in there. Richburg, 2-1 count. Call back to Fillet once again. It's very unsettling to see pitchers throw back so much because I don't know if they're scared of the runner or they're just trying to keep it in check. 3-1 count to Frezza.
We'll see if maybe they get Foley on the run here. This is obviously a good hitter's count for Frezza. Try to get a hit and run. No, they don't there.
Frezza fouled off towards the softball field. The count now full.
Yeah, now, obviously now Foley will be on the run with 2 strikes and 2 out. Full count.
Richburg full count to Frezza, walks him. After a good fight from Richburg, just it all falls apart at the end when the walk just gets there, and the defeat just starts to build and build and build, and you just kind of dig yourself a hole that you just can't get out of.
Yeah, Frezza's, he's looked pretty good at the dish today. Obviously doing well behind the plate, catching as well, but a couple times on base now, obviously hitting a walk. It's a good day.
And little mountain meat from Springfield here, maybe hoping to clear up Richburg's mental state a little bit, make sure he just focuses and walks in on home plate.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if they were going to the pen or not. Definitely doesn't look like they are, though.
No, there is a lot of action going on over there. A lot of pitchers getting warm, stretching.
See if Anderson can come through here. This would be kind of a big hit, it feels like. Maybe a big run or two. Fowles can get him in.
Anderson, the dangerous 9-hole hitter, hoping to make some production, hoping to extend the lead a little bit for the pitchers. Take strike 1 down the middle.
I would imagine that Joe Schlehuber will be back out there for the top of inning number 7. Obviously, nobody in the pen right now for Keene.
Yeah, it's 100. I think it's 100% guaranteed that Schlehuber is going to come back out. And Anderson, a little poke into shallow left field. Shortstop able to make the catch into the sun. Once we come back, your play-by-play announcer will be Ryan once again, and Springfield will be up to bat. And we'll be back with you on Owls Media Network.
This is Paul Sullivan of Sullivan Tire Company. We're thrilled to be sponsoring the Keene State College Athletic Program, supporting the Owls. No matter what the sport is, in Division III, they are legendary. What a great academic institution, liberal arts school, in a beautiful part of New England. So let's go, you Owls. And remember, at Sullivan Tire, we're always here to get you there. Thank you.
Cody, you were right. Joe Schlehuber is indeed back out there. As we head to the top of the 7th, he'll get 9-1-2 for Springfield. Owls still with a 1-run lead.
Yeah, Schlehuber's just going to come back in here and just try to stop production like the Owls have been doing all day.
Little chance there in the bottom of the 6th, but Anderson popping out to shortstop. Thought maybe it was going to drop in for a second. It just hung up long enough.
Yeah,
Danaski able to make the grab.
Seems like Springfield's gotten a little bit lucky with the wind pulls today.
So here is J.P. Catelier, the center fielder, to lead it off in the top of the 7th. Schlehuber a clean 6th. And fires in a strike. He did that very well last inning. Had to throw 16 pitches, but got him in order. 0-1, fouled back by Catelier, and it's quickly 0-2.
Even if you do it in so many pitches, I wouldn't be too worried about it. Your goal is just to get the first runners. You don't want any runners on base.
Look at that cool guy there in shades. That's Abe Oshiak, Associate Athletic Director for Keene State. Taking in the sunshine. Can only hope that applied sunscreen Here's a 1-2 to Catelier. Swing and a miss, and Schlehuber gets him swinging for the first out in inning number 7. So that's his second K. He's done a nice job.
Yeah, the Owls just racking up Ks today. I think that's 11 total now, and the strike sound has been just absolutely pummeled today by both teams. But the Owls just putting the ball in just painted places that Springfield is just not able to get to.
And that one's going to be lined. Nice stab. Oh, not able to make it. Into left field it goes. So a base hit for the leadoff man, LePere. Just past the glove of Finley. Thought he was going to knock it down.
Finley was getting on the ball's trajectory angle and just right past him. Maybe the ball took a little bit more of an awkward hop than he was thinking it was going to take.
But to your point, Cody, I mean, you get these types of games where the pitchers fill up the zone. You know, not too many hits for either side, just 5 apiece. Tough to get good contact a lot of times.
And it's very odd to see the scoring this low, because the past couple of games the Owls have played have been very, very high.
Yeah, I mean, 7 obviously the last game. Put up 12 in game 2 against Southern Maine. 14 in that first game. Runner goes. Frezza will fire. Oh, it's skipped in the dirt. Not close. And that's a stolen base for Michael LePere. So the tying run now in scoring position with just 1 out.
Yeah, no, the Keene won against UMass Boston 10-0. Won against them again 9-5. 10-4 against Western Connecticut. 14-4. 18-1 against Castleton. 14-8. 12-2.
That one stung down the right field side. A foul ball. The umpire ruling it foul. It had home run distance from Adam Crocker, but the plate umpire making the call and ruling it foul. It just went foul down the right field side. Putala again making the foul sign. And it's now 1-2 on Crocker. It was a called strike on the throw down to second with the stolen base for LePere. So Schlehuber avoiding catastrophe there. Still got to make a good one here. 1-2. Strike 3 called. He gets him. And there's 2 away in the top of the 7th.
If I'm Schlehuber, I am taking a big sigh of relief there. Just escaped a very dangerous situation, and then to come back and get that strikeout, I'm just feeling really good right now.
Coach Blood heading out. Might just be a conference here. They do have action now throwing in the pen. We'll see. He might just be trying to shake him off, or obviously he's going to talk about how to attack Garofalo right here. Already has the 2-run homer. Came all the way back in the first off of Nate Pirog, but a similar situation here. Runner at second and 2 outs. Obviously you do have first base open if you want to be careful.
Yeah, Keene has number 29, Daniel Kantafi in the bullpen right now, just warming up, just in case something goes awry here for Keene.
We'll see how they go after Garofalo. It does have a couple strikeouts, aside from the home run. Blood heads back to the dugout. So the runner at second, that's LePere. Got on base with the single and then stole second base. Big spot here for Schlehuber. Just got the big second out. And just low.
That was a very good spot. It's just again, the strike zone is just very tight, so you just have to work with what you get.
And now down 1-0 to Garofalo. Off the mitt there of Frezza, but LaPierre will have to hold it second, and it's 2-0. Yeah, I would say now, 2-0. Might just want to be careful and maybe even put him on here.
I wouldn't be against walking him here.
You have first base open, obviously. There's 2 outs. Next man up is the cleanup hitter, though, Balkius. 2-0. And instead, it's poked into right field, a base hit. Rounding third is LaPierre. He will score, and the game is tied. So a clutch 2-out single from Nate Garofalo. He's driven in all 3 runs today for Springfield, and the game now knotted at 3.
Yeah, Garofalo just getting a very lucky pluck there out into a short right field and able to tie up the game.
So the 1-out single from Michael LaPierre comes back to bite the Owls, and not out of it yet. Balkius now with 2 out, runner at first, takes strike 1. Keene's really, though, been talking about it all game. Got to find a way to get the bats going. Hard to win a game with just 3 runs.
Yeah. And the only thing you can hope for is just one really just something solid.
Gets away. Frezza can't find it. Now the runner going. He still can't find it. And down to second goes Garofalo after all that. It was kind of a screen there. We couldn't find it behind Balkius.
Ball was playing hide and seek there.
So they finally find it, but not before Garofalo is into scoring position. And now all of a sudden the go-ahead run at second base. Just inside, ball 2. And Balkius obviously the cleanup hitter. Has a 2-1 count. On deck is the first baseman, Lloyd. Skipped in the dirt. Frezza can't find it again. Down to third. Goes Garofalo.
Seems like the ball's getting away from Frezza here just a little bit.
And now you got to be careful because one more of those gets past them in this game. Springfield has their first lead since top of inning number 3.
Maybe the command by Schlehuber's a little bit off right now, or Frezza's just a little bit anxious, maybe a little bit antsy, hoping to get a pick off or a strikeout here.
Yeah, and that's ball 4, so not going to mess with Balkius there on a 3-1. Now runners are at the corners, still with 2 out. And the first baseman, Nick Lloyd. And now here comes Justin Blood. I think this is going to do it for Schlehuber. And they're going to go to the bullpen. So it'll be Daniel Kintafi coming in a bit of a pickle. Game tied now at 3 in the top of the 7th. We'll be back in just a moment.
A single thread is unique. Like each of us, full of purpose and potential. A strand designed to connect, strengthen, and unite. But we face different challenges and have different opportunities. By acknowledging that others may struggle in ways we do not, we can celebrate our differences, embrace each other, and fortify the ties among us. A single thread can fray, yet when it's woven with another, a bond forms. A new strength created by the fabric of the whole. Let's embrace the fabric we make together, the diversity of our threads, to reach beyond ourselves and overcome the impossible. The true power of our game comes from unifying our individual backgrounds, connecting our unique stories, enabling us to be stronger, braver, greater. We can achieve so much More when we are all as one.
What a season. The confetti is going to fall. There she goes, and she's got it.
How sweet is this, and how wonderful for the sport.
Daniel Kintoffe enters the game for Keene State 0-2 in an ERA of 11-12. This will be his 9th appearance of the year, and it's a big spot. Runners at the corners. Game now tied at 3. And Springfield threatening to take the lead once again as Nick Lloyd steps up to the plate. Justin Blood going with the righty against a righty hitter. Although Schlehuber obviously was also a righty. Trying to strand the runners at the corners. Keep this a tie game is Daniel Kintoffe. First pitch, runner goes from first. Throw is not going to be made from Frezza, probably wise there. And that's a stolen base for Chris Balkius now.
And luckily for Kintoffe here, he's coming into this game with two outs. However, he does...
Lloyd goes after that one into right. Reyna on the run. He's not going to have a play out of play foul.
But unfortunately, Kintoffe does have runners on third and second, so if anything is hit into any part of the field, that just spells trouble.
Yeah, now second and third. Obviously, Balkius can run at second, so base hit, to your point, could score 2. Really need a big out here. Get it to the bottom of the inning. Game still tied. Give your offense a chance. Kintoffe's 1-1 just outside. Does have first open if he doesn't want to attack Lloyd. Daneski is on deck. The rally kind of started with the single from Michael LaPere, the leadoff man. Ball 3. Kintoffe in danger. He's this year walked 9, struck out 14. Danger of his 10th walk here. 3-1. That's a strike. So full count will be made to Nick Lloyd.
This next pitch is going to be very important. Whether it's a strikeout or a walk, it's going to decide what's going to happen for the rest of the game.
Both sides on their feet. The 3-2. He went. That's strike 3. Kintoffe gets a big punch out and keeps the game tied as we head to the bottom of the 7th.
We are Keene State. Here, we believe that everyone is welcome and anything is possible.
Look closer. We are a tight-knit community, an inclusive community, where people can be their true selves. Bring your ability, background, culture, or traditions, whatever makes you you.
You already have what it takes. Welcome to Keene State.
Ignite your athletes. Empower your coaches. Rally your community. Support every team with one solution with the Huddle Athletic Department package. You put all your school's coaching tools under one roof. From recording to analyzing to sharing, with your Huddle AD package, you cover every angle. Equal access means equal opportunity, and equal opportunity means full potential. Let's take your department to the next level.
Springfield will head to their bullpen once again with the game now tied. It'll be Max Giacco out there making his 8th appearance. No wins or losses, 11-12 earned run average. Worked just 5 2/3 this season. Does have 4 strikeouts to 2 walks. The senior from Meriden, Connecticut. will get the top of the Owls order here, and that's why it was so big that they kept this game tied. The big strikeout there from Daniel Kintafi, because they have, again, the top part of their batting order up here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, no, that strikeout it's going to help Keene's morale a lot, especially if the game's tied. It means they can still come back and produce something before it's too late.
Yeah, and obviously tie ball game, 3-3, low scoring. It's been really all about the pitching today for both sides. Derek Finley comes in to greet the new pitcher. Has reached base twice via the hit by pitch. He's just been a magnet today for the baseball.
And whether you reach base by a hit by pitch, a single, double, or triple, it's still on base, and it allows your team to have that extra leverage.
So first pitch from Giacco.
And especially with when you're in such a late game, and you'll take anything you can get.
That one missed for ball 1. That one also misses, 2-0. Giacco wearing a kind of a rare number for a pitcher, number 2. Don't see the lower numbers like that frequently. Obviously, you can wear whatever number you want. 2-1 now to Finley. That one misses upstairs, 3-1.
This strike zone's tough, man. It's so tight, like you have no wiggle room.
Finley trying to reach for the 3rd time today without a hit, and he comes up empty there, now full count. Be big if he could reach base.
If I'm Finley, I'm looking at something in the dirt here. Something in the dirt high.
Instead he goes after it and takes aim. Almost right at us. We got netting and a window right in front of us, but right off the Springfield dugout. Luckily not at any player. Another 3-2 from Max Giacco. And he goes after it, grounds it to 3rd. Balkius fires in time, 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th. So Finley now 0 for 2. And it gets it to Evan McHugh.
McHugh 1-3 on the day, so not terrible, but not great. He's hoping to really start like a fire within Keene, really get those bats going. Because if you're this late in the game, it's do or die time. If you don't get anything started, you're not going to get anything done for the rest of the game.
Yeah, the bats have really been quiet since that 3rd inning. Obviously, Keene got down by 2 in the 1st, came back with a run, bottom of the 2nd, got 2 to take, at the time, a 3-2 lead in the 3rd, and held that all the way till the top of this inning. Allowed the tying run to come in. An RBI single from Nate Garofalo. And again, Garofalo has driven in all of the runs today for Springfield. Couple on that 2-run homer, and then the tying RBI single here in the top half of the 7th. 3-1 now to McHugh. He pokes it hard, foul down the left field side.
I mean, you could think of Garofalo for Springfield as a one-man army, but he's just gotten lucky with the wind a couple times, and he's also gotten some help from his teammates just putting themselves in some good positions too.
Q fouls that one back to stay alive. Another full count pitch coming here from Giacco. Q trying to get on for the 2nd time. Of course, Ehlers on deck. Want to have a man on for him. And indeed, that's what's going to happen here. McHugh reaches via the walk. Dallas have a 1-out base runner for Tommy Ehlers.
Center fielder, number 16, Tommy Ehlers.
Ehlers also 1 for 3. RBI double to tie the game in the bottom of the 3rd. The time knotted at 2. Big spot here McHugh at first. And 1 out. That one outside. Nice catch there. Kind of off balance for Sorrell. Or Surratt, excuse me. Mix up the T's with the L's. See if McHugh takes off at any point. Still staying put. That's ball 2. Neither pitch close right now from Giacco.
Seems like Giacco might be working around Ehlers here a little bit due to how potent Ehlers can be and how well he knows the strike zone.
Even with that, though, I mean, you still have Chatfield on deck, so can't work around him too much. That's strike 1. Because obviously this is Keene's most dangerous part of the order, so not a lot of guys you really can try and pitch around.
No.
Still only 1 out, too. It's not like there's 2. And now they're going to check on McHugh. He's back in safely. Just ahead of the tag of Lloyd at first. Game's still tied. Springfield now out hitting the Owls 6-5. And now a 2-1. Strike 2. So count now even on Ehlers. Got ahead quickly 2-0.
Ehlers didn't like that little hop in the box and he's just going to have to refocus himself. Kind of extend his strike zone a little bit more and just swing at anything that's relatively close.
Now a 2-2. Swing and a miss. Ehlers comes up empty, a rare strikeout. And now 2 down for Jonathan Chatfield. That's the first K for Max Giacco.
Yeah, Giacco, big K for Springfield there. Able to get away from a big hitter such as Ehlers himself in a really stacked lineup.
Now we're going to get a mound visit here with Giacco. I don't think they're going to the pen here. Just going to talk about how to attack Chatfield. Credit to him, though. Got down 2-0 to Ehlers. Thought maybe he'd try to work around him. And instead comes back after him and strikes him out swinging. So Chatfield waiting in the wings. Obviously, team leading 8 home runs. Last home run came here on Saturday afternoon to dead center field against Southern Maine in Game 2. What ended up being a 12-2 win for the Owls, a mercy rule in 7 innings. So it'd be a big spot for number 9 right here. Or even just an extra base hit. Drive in McHugh all the way from first. McHugh holding, that's ball 1. Obviously the best part of Keene's order. Chatfield has reached twice, doubled and taken a walk. 1 for 2 on the line score. That one skipped in the dirt. Another nice stop by Surratt. Now the throw down to second and McHugh.
And the ball gets away.
Oh, it gets away. So lucky it got away because the throw beat McHugh there. Would have been the end of the inning likely. Owls catch a break.
I think maybe the receiver had the ball and maybe just when he dragged it, it just kind of just got away from him a little bit.
And now they're not even going to mess with Chatfield here. They're just going to put him on with that first base now open. So now it's up to Shea Zena with 2 out, men on first and second. So the intentional walk there to Chatfield. Kind of miss, watching old baseball highlights when they used to actually have to throw 4 pitches outside, way out of the zone to put a guy on. In an odd way, I kind of miss it.
It kind of saves the pitcher's arms a little bit and makes the game speed up. A lot of the changes to the game now are just to make the game just run quicker because it used to be, it could be anywhere from 2 hours to anywhere from 8 hours in the past. It varied a lot.
Zena lines it right to the third baseman, Chris Balkius, just the right place at the right time for Springfield. We'll head to the top of the 8th. They get out of that jam. We're still tied at 3.
2 left on.
I worked in HVAC when I was in high school, and I really liked being on a job site. When Keene State came to my high school, the admissions counselor told me I could have a job on a job site and also make a difference on people's lives. He said being a safety engineer meant I could work with my hands, but also make sure that everybody was going to be home safely at the end of the day. The safety field is growing rapidly because companies are noticing that keeping their workers healthy means that they can keep their workers working. My plan is to graduate from Keene State so I can get back onto a job site as a safety engineer. It's great because there's jobs to choose from all over the United States, so I can basically go anywhere I want. Keene State is giving me the tools to make that happen.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela burns it. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
Get a look there. Softball practice going on right now, right behind us. Some ground balls. They split yesterday. It was a good split for them against UMass Boston. That's a pretty good team. Lost game 1 actually via the mercy rule. 9-0. Came back, won game 2, 2-1.
Yeah, I watched game 2. That was a very rough game. A lot of interesting calls made by the umps there.
Oh yeah, I got to see the very end of it. This one chopped to third. McHugh fires in time. And Donaski sat down to lead off the top of the 8th. Daniel Kintoffi remains in. But yeah, I got to see the last, it was the bottom of the 8th, or bottom of the 6th. Because they only play 7 innings in those doubleheaders. 7 innings normally.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get a pinch hitter now. And it's going to be Jacob Wagner. So coming in, just 125 hitter. We'll face Kintoffi. But yeah, there was a call at the plate. Looked like the Owls should have had a run.
Oh, 100%.
It was so easy of a call. The umpire called the runner out.
I think even UMass Boston was a little bit distraught there from that call.
Oh, and one thing too that we almost forgot to talk about today, as this one's popped up in the air to left. Zena under it, trying to find it in the sun. He can. It gets down. He lost it in the sun. And so into second now with that is Jacob Wagner. Soon that'll just be a double. So the pitch hitter reaching second base. And now a chance for Springfield to take the lead here in the 8th. But worth mentioning, after yesterday's game, we found out that looks like we're going to have another pinch hitter here for Springfield. It's going to be Cole Zeligowski, 229 hitter, coming in against Kintoffi in an RBI spot out of North Haven, Connecticut. It's worth mentioning, though, that yesterday, after the game, we saw the final score of a D2 baseball game. And it was between American International College and Assumption College. It was at Assumption. Saw the score was 31-27 and immediately thought that it was a football game as this one's popped up in foul ground. Chatfield still trying to find it with the sun. He can't make the catch.
I don't know which is more lethal, the sun or the wind right now.
Yeah, both are brutal. But 31-27. American International beating Assumption in baseball.
That is that's if you told me just out of nowhere that this team and this team were playing and the score was 33-27?
31-27.
31-27. I would think, oh, hey, that's football. And then you said baseball, my jaw would drop.
Apparently, I'd have to look back at the official line score again, but I think one of those teams held like a 10-run lead at one point, and then it
just blew up.
Just totally blew up. Yeah, apparently Assumption got it all the way back to 29-27, and then 2 runs in the top of the 9th for AIC basically put the game away at 31-27.
At that point, if you're a pitcher, I'm just pitching for fun. You're just going out there, just throwing strikes, see what can happen.
For like either of those teams, though, like, do you even have a baseball program after that? I mean, this one flied in the air to center, though. Ehlers back in front of the track, makes the catch. And now tagging from second going to third is Wagner, but 2 outs. That one hit a long way, but luckily staying in the park. And now J.P. Catelier, so no pinch hitter here. The number 9 man, the center fielder.
I thought it was going to be another UMass Boston scenario where they basically sub in every single player. Little mound visit by the catcher here.
And what's funny about that, too, is right as we were talking about it after the game, AIC, that was a doubleheader, and AIC and Assumption were in action again, and I want to say it was like 4-0 AIC in game 2 in like the 6th inning.
That's a crazy switch up. Going from one of the highest scoring games in all of baseball to about an average scoring game.
And that was the final. They won 4-0 in game 2.
That's wild. That is absolutely bananas.
We got to go back through this box score of 31-27. So American International, that's ball 1 to Catelier. American International took a humble 2-0 lead through 2 innings. Then things really blew up, though, in the third. They got 9 runs.
Oh.
This one in there for strike 2. Kentafi, meanwhile, trying to work out of a pickle here with runner at third and 2 out. Yeah, so that would have been an 11-0 lead heading to the bottom of the third. Might have to continue this. We'll see. 1-2 just outside. And then Assumption came back with 5 in the bottom of the third, so it was 11-5. Then they got 8 to make it 19-5.
Oh my!
In the top of the fourth.
19-5. That's. I don't know what to think at that point.
Catelier stays alive and fouls it out of play.
Because the Orioles lost to the Reds like a week ago, like 24-2. Like that's bad. But 33-27, I would say that's worse.
I mean, just the fact that both teams allowed so many runs. I mean, 2-2 is high, and all of a sudden a full count here for Kentafi. First base is open. But then you'd have the top of the order and Michael LePere coming up with an RBI spot. Kentafi looks in. It'll be a 3-2 to Catelier. And outside ball, or inside ball 4. So it indeed is going to get the inning to Michael LePere. Yeah, so it was a big spot here. See if Coach Blood is going to give a sign. Hopefully less tense moment. We can come back to that game from yesterday. First pitch from Kentafi outside. Doesn't look like Keene has any action right now in their bullpen. They don't.
So they're trusting Kentafi to take this deep.
Another big moment. Had one in the last inning too. This one on the ground, stabbed by Chatfield. He takes it himself, and that will do it. Bottom of the 8th, game still tied on the Owls Media Network.
We know you will find your community along Appian Way here at Keene State College. Over a campfire on the Student Center lawn. In some friendly games and competition. Or in a club you connect to at the Student Involvement Fair. Maybe you will find your people on the courts, in a cheering section in the stands. at the rink on the ice, skating as an owl, or chilling in the yoga studio. Your connections may take place on the quad, listening to music, hanging out with friends, participating in a Keene State tradition like Pumpkin Palooza, or working on a group project, studying with classmates. Maybe your talents will bring you together with your community on one of our stages, in the main theater, or the recital hall at the Red Fern Arts Center. For us, community is all about the people you meet and the connections you make. At Keene State, our community is really about you.
Fenton Family Dealerships, Tri-State Area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, has state-of-the-art service facilities and services all makes and models. Home to an exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty at no extra cost to you. Locally owned since 1986. More information at fentondealerships.com.
Another pitching change for Springfield as we head to the bottom of inning number 8. Be Ethan Gray coming in. No wins or losses and 9 ERA. This will be his 7th appearance. We'll also have a change behind the dish with some of the pinch hitters that Springfield use. Ryan Duffy will be taking over catching. And we're going to have a pinch hitter as well for Keene State. It's going to be Emmett Borenstein who will pinch hit here. And Borenstein, it's like we'll take the spot for Otis Fillet at the DH position.
Yeah, Borenstein's average so far this season is a 118 average with 17 plate appearances, so not his best, but not terrible, I would say.
Yeah, and did get his first collegiate home run earlier this season as well. Has made a start here. Actually started against Western New England. Owls lost that one 3-1. That one just inside from Ethan Gray, and it's 2-1. So to continue, I guess, a little bit from that game, it was 19-5 American International. Then it was 19-8. Then 22-8. Then Assumption came back in the bottom of the 5th with 10 runs and made it 22-18.
Oh my.
And after that, it was on pretty much. I mean, they made it as close as we heard 29-27, ended up 31-27. So crazy as Borenstein goes in the air to left, back and at the track, and just being able to make the catch is Casey right in front of the wall.
Man, I would say
he gave that one a ride.
I was about to say, I think he got all of that, but maybe just missed it a little bit. Maybe got under a little bit more.
We have a new left fielder actually too, so or actually a switch. JP Catellier moving over to left. And that's strike one now to Ethan Reyna. And also Chris Belkius moving over to center. That one sails behind Reyna a bit.
Wow, that was, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, quite interesting there.
I don't think Duffy tried to even go for that ball.
Now that one's going to be grounded to second. Garofalo fires in time. 2 up, 2 down. And now it brings up Luciano Frezza. Actually, pinch hitter. This will be Evan Cowley. So he'll take over behind the dish, catching for the 9th inning.
So his day off is coming to an end.
Yeah, we've seen this before. He matchups. The same in the Western New England game. Frezza got the start, but Cali later in the game came in to pinch hit. Also, because it was a closer game like this. So he'll get an opportunity. His day off is done. He's been summoned back to work.
The grind do not stop.
It never does. First pitch from Gray is in there for a strike. He's only thrown now 9 pitches this inning. He's got the first 2 outs relatively easily. Trying to work out some of these, a lot of changes defensively for Springfield. That's a ball. Game's still tied at 3.
Yeah, Keene's going to do a similar move to what Springfield is doing, trying to sub in as many pinch runners as they can just to change up the methods a little bit, change up their scouting reports to the people who we had started.
Cali now down 1-2. Springfield will have 2, 3, and 4 of their order due up. Be Crocker, Garofalo, and Balkius.
Those 3 have been the production trio for Springfield so far today, and hopefully Springfield's going to hope that they can produce a little bit more to get them across that finish line today.
Yeah, and Cali just able to stay alive there, got a piece, and off the catcher Duffy. Here's another 1-2. And it goes after that one in the air to left. Catelier makes the catch, and that will end things in the bottom of the 8th. The Owls go quietly. We head to the top of the 9th, still tied at 3.
When we put this uniform on, we're preparing to serve our home state of New Hampshire. We serve part-time in our own communities and for our families and friends. In any emergency or disaster, you can count on the soldiers of the New Hampshire Army National Guard to be there. Our mission here at home is to make life better for everyone, and the benefits we earn help us improve our own lives. Learn more about part-time service with the New Hampshire Army National Guard at nationalguard.com/NH.
All right, pay attention. Welcome to Fandom 101. We'll cover the tools of the trade from foam fingers in the wave to the super secret wave. How's that for a course description? Lesson 1, your game starts long before the opening whistle, so arrive prepared. 2, if something piques your interest, raise your hand. And 3, work in groups. NCAA championships, attendance is encouraged, passion is mandatory. Get your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets. Class dismissed.
And now Adam Crocker will step up to the plate to lead things off in the top of the 9th. Game still knotted at 3. It's been a pitcher's duel, I guess you could say, to this point. It's 3 runs apiece, obviously. Springfield jumped out to a 2-0 lead. Owls took the lead 3-2 in the bottom of the 3rd. And then it was a little bit, but Springfield came back to tie it in the top of inning number 7, and that's where we're at right now. Daniel Kintafi remains out there. He's worked an inning in the 3rd. Couple jams that he's gotten the Owls out of. Big swing and a miss there from the number 2 man, Crocker, and it's 0-2.
And the Owls do have some action going on in the bullpen. 2 pitchers. I do not see their numbers, but we do have some action just in case something happens.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of leash Kintafi is on, if any. That one up high, and Crocker has to get out of the way of that. Evan Cowley, of course, in the game now, doing the catching behind the plate. took over for Frezza after he pinch hit for him. Still flurry of changes to work through for Springfield as that one fouled off to stay alive. Owls trying to get this game tied to the bottom of the ninth. They would have 9-1 and 2 due up. Be Anderson, Finley, and McHugh.
Yeah, no, for both, it is do or die time finally for both teams. If nothing happens this game, or not this game, but this inning, it's going to be deep water for both teams going into the extra innings.
2-2 from Kentafi. Up high, ball 3. So the count has gone full. He was ahead 0-2.
Seems like Kentafi's command has gotten away from him a little bit.
Yeah, this will be pitch number 28. And it's going to be lined into left field, a base hit. A leadoff single to start the top of the ninth for Crocker. And now Nate Garofalo has driven in all 3 runs of this game for Springfield with another chance here. 2-run homer in the top of the first. Game-tying single in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, Garofalo's probably trying to repeat what he did in the first here. Try to finish this game off with one swing and close the book here on Keene.
And Kentafi just trying to get a big first out at least. Even better, though, would be a ground ball right at somebody. Try to turn 2. Kill this little potential rally here in the 9th. 0-1. That one up high. So obviously the tough part of Springfield's order. Garofalo, the number 3 man. Balkius on deck. Balkius moving over from third base actually to play center. Now they'll check the runner back. He's in safely. Keene State trying to keep their overall record above 500. Coming in at 15-14. Try not to fall to 500. Big swing again there from Garofalo, and he fouls it back once again. So now 1-2. Kentafi trying to get this all-important first out here of the top of the 9th.
And if Keene does lose this game, I don't think it's going to be end of the world. I think Coach Blair is going to see this thing as a way to kind of fine-tune some of the pieces that are maybe sticking out a little bit.
Garofalo goes down looking. That's the 3rd time he struck out today. 2nd time looking as well. And now the center fielder, Balkius. That was a big first out there from Kentafi.
Yeah, no. Blair's going to see this opportunity as a way to fine-tune the pieces that are just maybe a little bit of outliers and try to go into the LAC games more fine-tuned and more ready and willing to come to the plate at each at-bat and just attack.
Yeah, that's the thing. Obviously, to your point, while it's not a conference game today, these types of games are very often kind of tune-ups for those conference games. And hopefully, Keene can use it to their advantage. And that's hit in the air to right. Ehlers now running back on it. He makes the catch. Going all the way back to first. They might have a chance at 2. Not in time. Oh, my goodness. What a catch from Tommy Ehlers.
That was a very good catch. And unfortunately didn't have the arm power to make it all the way to first. But he did stop Springfield from doing any damage right there.
That one driven by Balkius. Thought it had a chance to get out. And Ehlers on the track makes a tremendous running catch. Just a little bit more, like you said, Cody, oomph behind that throw, and they would have been out of the inning with a double play.
Yeah, no, Ehlers he saw that ball and he just attacked it. He was just able to fall it right to where he caught it and was able to stop Springfield from producing anything.
They have an umpire conference now, and I think they're trying to see if Crocker, when he was coming back, they're discussing if he re-tagged second base.
Oh.
Obviously, if he missed it, then that would be the end of the inning. And they're not going to change the call. I mean, you don't really expect them to unless they see something drastic. Obviously, no replay here.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. But yeah, unless the other umpire saw something that. So they won't change it, obviously. And now here's Lloyd. Runner at first and 2 out.
Yeah, Kentucky just able to get himself out of a sticky situation there. A big drive by Balkia there and just able to get it out of it, luckily.
Thankfully, it wasn't hit a little bit more to right field because that's the part of the field where the ball has really been carrying.
And thankfully, the wind's died down. Like, the flag's not really moving that much. And I think that's one of the reasons why the ball wasn't carried that far is because the wind just has died down since the first couple innings.
Kentucky gets strike 2 there on Lloyd, and now 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning, getting it to the bottom half, still tied, and giving the Owls a chance to walk it off. His 1-2. That one's high. Again, the Owls would have due up in the bottom of the 9th, Anderson, Finley, and McHugh. 2-2. That one stopped in the dirt by Callie. Keeps it in front of him enough, and now full count. So the runner, Crocker, will be able to get a jump here with 2 out and a full count pitch.
This is if I'm Springfield, this is the spot I want to be in. Full count, runner on first. I'm running. And both the pitcher and the catcher know this. So it's probably a good chance that it's going to either be a pitch down the middle.
Oh, there you called it, Cody. There you go. Strike 3 from Daniel Kintafi. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Keene State trying to walk it off, tied at 3.
New Car has over 1,700 pre-owned vehicles, the largest selection of inventory in New Hampshire. New Car Nissan of Keene has the most competitive prices. With a selection of over 30 brands, New Car has exactly what you need across the Granite State. Find your new car from any of New Car's family of dealerships throughout the Northeast and get it shipped to New Car Nissan of Keene for free. Plus, we'll deliver your new car right to your door. Visit New Car Nissan of Keene today and discover why everyone loves a new car.
The NCAA, driving change to do more for today's student athletes. The NCAA programs deliver $4 billion in scholarships every year. Those D1 scholarships are now guaranteed. Health and well-being services are mandatory. Student athletes get tutoring as well as financial literacy coaching because almost everyone is going pro in something other than sports. The NCAA, driving change to do more for today's student athletes.
Bottom of inning number 9, game still tied. Keene State looking for a walk-off win here this afternoon against Springfield. Have not had a walk-off. I honestly don't know the last time they had a walk-off win here.
That's because Keene's either winning by a boatload or they're sadly not winning.
So Gray remains out there. Ethan Gray on the mound for Springfield. Fires in ball 1 to Luke Anderson.
Yeah, no, Keene's their offense has been so productive that they're winning by so much, and it's not allowing for any close games.
Be 9-1-2 again to hit here for the Owls. Anderson trying to get aboard, though. Of course, that leadoff man is so important. And the 1-0. Crowd on their feet a little bit. Ball 2. So Ethan Gray falling behind Anderson.
Keene's dugout is going to do as much as they possibly can to get into the pitcher's head, distract his rhythm, and do his...
He fouls that one away right towards the Springfield dugout.
Going to try to distract his rhythm and give us some sort of upper hand, just a little bit.
Finley is on deck. Then after him, it is McHugh. All the guys due up this inning.
And as a hitter, this is like your dream. Like, you're in a tied ball game. You're in the bottom of the 9th. And you're in a hitter's count now, so you're hoping for something down the middle that you just want to take like dead straight center.
Yeah, and Anderson in a good count. That one not close from Gray. 3-1. Even if he can just take a walk here, get on base any way possible. 3-1. Outside, ball 4. Good start to the bottom of the ninth for Keene. Anderson is aboard. And it gets it to the top of the order. Derek Finley.
I'm gonna call the next couple of sequences. So I think Finlay's gonna walk. And then I think McHugh's gonna hit a double and score Anderson at first.
And Finley's been. I think this is a pitching change that's going to be made, it looks like, here for Springfield. So that might be it for Gray. Faces just one batter in the ninth and allows a walk. So they will be going to the bullpen. We'll take a quick break here, and we'll be right back with the pitching change.
I worked in HVAC when I was in high school, and I really liked being on a job site. When Keene State came to my high school, the admissions counselor told me I could have a job on a job site and also make a difference on people's lives. He said being a safety engineer meant I could work with my hands, but also make sure that everybody was going to be home safely at the end of the day. The safety field is growing rapidly because companies are noticing that keeping their workers healthy means that they can keep their workers working. My plan is to graduate from Keene State so I can get back onto a job site as a safety engineer. It's great because there's jobs to choose from all over the United States, so I can basically go anywhere I want. Keene State is giving me the tools to make that happen.
And we're back with the pitching change for Springfield. Going to be the right-hander Ryan Delaney coming on. And Delaney this season, 0-2, 5.66 ERA. This will be his 11th appearance, so they've used him quite a bit out of their bullpen. And he's going to be greeted by Derek Finley, the leadoff hitter this afternoon for the Owls. Of course, Luke Anderson at first with the leadoff walk issued by Ethan Gray.
Yeah, and I'm sticking firm with my predictions. I think Finley's going to walk, and I think McKee's going to hit a double and score Anderson at first.
Interesting. Or I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, I would think they'll let Finley swing here, but maybe try to get a sacrifice. Although, now you have a right-hander on the mound. Maybe a little bit easier here to try to send Anderson, try to have him steal second. Obviously, you don't want to run into outs on the base bats. But maybe get aggressive. Try to get the man into scoring position with nobody out. And make it so all you really need is a single to win the game. Owls again looking for their first walk-off victory this season. And I can't tell you when their last walk-off as a team was in general. I'm sure Ryan Hearn would probably know. But he doesn't off the top. And they are indeed going to show bunt. He gets it down, and that's going to do the job. So sacrifice bunt from Derek Finley, and Anderson into scoring position now with just one out.
And my prediction's already out the window.
It's like bracket busted, day one of March Madness. And it's 16 upsets to 1. And that's it.
And 3 billion people lose their brackets immediately.
So Evan McHugh now. RBI spot, trying to win the game in a walk-off for the Owls. Goes after the first one and fouls it sharply down the first base side.
If I'm Keene right now, if I'm the dugout, I'm antsy, I'm anxious, I'm waiting for something big to happen here. And if I'm the batter, that's 10 times. So you're gonna be ready and gonna be swinging at anything. So it's a very dangerous spot.
And he grounds that one through the hole in the right field. Rounding third and headed home is Anderson. The throw is not in time. Keene State wins it. A walk-off single for Evan McHugh. 4-3.
Love to see that from the Owls. A big spot there by McHugh. He was anxious, but just ready. Drove it up the second first hole, and Keene gets their first walk-off win in a very long time, and you just love to see it.
How about that? The first time in, again, I don't know how long since we've had a walk-off here at the Owl Athletic Complex, and it comes via the walk-off single for Evan McHugh. Keene State wins a close one today, 4-3 over Springfield College. They improved to 16-14, and the Pride fall to 10-20. We will have our interview, as always, with head coach Justin Blood and another Keene State Owls player in just a few moments. We hope you stay tuned on the Owls Media Network.
So I know facts of 5 are friendly. So I'm going to box out my 5 and my 8.
My name is Ellie Lyons. I'm from Charleston, Rhode Island, and I'm majoring in elementary education and sociology. I am a student teacher, and I come into the classroom every single day from 8 to 3, and my CT, my cooperating teacher, will give me lesson plans or just things to do throughout the day so that I can slowly become used to running a classroom. I got interested in teaching because my mom has been a teacher for more than 30 years, and I've watched her enjoy teaching every single day. So I know that the passion never goes away, and I have always grew up in that experience and in that environment, and I knew that I would like it. One of the bigger reasons that I picked Keene State was because of the education program and how quick it gets you into the classroom. I know I went to other schools and I talked to those programs, and their hands-on learning was way later than Keene State, so I decided that would be best for me. I prefer hands-on learning. In the beginning, we start with lecture-based learning for education, and then once you get moved into the classroom, your junior year, you get way more hands-on, and it actually gives you the experience. And more than just creating a lesson plan, you're actually in the classroom learning classroom management or just how to deal with situations that you don't really taught. I chose elementary ed because of the ages. I have always been a babysitter my whole life, so being exposed to those younger ages, I've really been able to make connections with them easier. My first day starting at Simons, I actually already felt comfortable just because with Methods 2 gave me the exposure of being in this building and with this community and the staff and faculty. Now I feel like I am part of the school almost. A lot of teachers or student teachers might experience being maybe below other faculty or staff, but here at Simons they make you feel equal and give you those opportunities to be seen as just a regular teacher. I think I'm most proud of after the start of student teaching was probably planning my solo week, which is right now. I feel like on my first day of solo teaching, it wasn't really scary, but it was exciting, and it was a little nerve-wracking just because everything was in your hands, but everything that I have been prepared with, so Methods 1, Methods 2, has really exposed me to stuff like that, and being in charge and knowing how to manage a classroom and plan for lesson plans and longer days. From the first day, my cooperating teacher has been very easy to get along with. I definitely feel like she's preparing me to be a teacher on my own just because she has thrown me into those challenging conversations or just topics, and she shows me how to reflect as a teacher, which I think is super important because even after her lessons she'll be hey Ellie, what do you think I should do next, or maybe next year maybe I'll try something different, what do you have in mind? I feel very prepped to go out and teach. I even had experience before. When I went back home I was doing substitute teaching, and that was a piece of cake. I've had people comment on how well I do classroom management even at a random school substitute teaching, so I can definitely tell that Keene State has helped me a lot.
this is Paul Sullivan of Sullivan Tire Company. We're thrilled to be sponsoring the Keene State College Athletic Program, supporting the Owls. No matter what the sport is, in Division III, they are legendary. What a great academic institution, liberal arts school, in a beautiful part of New England. So let's go, you Owls. And remember, at Sullivan Tire, we're always here to get you there. Thank you.
A single thread is unique. Like each of us, full of purpose and potential. A strand designed to connect, strengthen, and unite. But we face different challenges and have different opportunities. By acknowledging that others may struggle in ways we do not, we can celebrate our differences, embrace each other, and fortify the ties among us. A single thread can fray, yet when it's woven with another, a bond forms. A new strength created by the fabric of the whole. Let's embrace the fabric we make together, the diversity of our threads, to reach beyond ourselves and overcome the impossible. The true power of our game comes from unifying our individual backgrounds, connecting our unique stories, enabling us to be stronger, braver, greater. We can achieve so much more when we are all as one.
What a season. The confetti is going to fall. And there she goes, and she's got it. How sweet is this, and how wonderful for the sport.
We are here now with our Sullivan Tire post-game players of the game, and first we have Nate Pirog as well as Evan McHugh. So we'll start with you, Nate. Obviously you got the start on the mound today. Let up the 2-run homer there in the first inning, but after that played really well. Struck out 9 guys. What was kind of your approach today?
Yeah, just after the home run, just letting it get flushed, move on, and then just go from there.
Yeah, no, that's great approach. After the first inning, what were some of your conversations with your catcher to maybe change some of the approaches to Galafaro?
Yeah, I think just the first inning, I was kind of not really in sync. I was kind of working a lot fast. I think coming into the second inning, slowing it down, just working on hitting my spots and getting through there.
All right, now we'll switch over to Evan McHugh, who obviously had the walk-off single there in the bottom of the ninth. First walk-off here in I don't know how long, but it was great. What was going through your mind during that at-bat?
Yeah, I mean, you know what they say. Get him on, get him over, get him in. So Anderson did a great job drawing a walk. Then Derek Finley had a great bunt, and then, I was just in the right spot.
You're stealing my questions.
Oh,
How dare you? No, that was basically going to be my question. Like, when you're in that box, are you anxious in any sort of way? Or are you just thinking, like, hey, I just got to get this guy in?
Yeah, I'm just up there to do my job. They did their job, so I was trying to do the same. You notice the second baseman was real far over, so I was just trying to poke it into the 3-4 hole, and it ended up working, so.
Yeah, well, great hit today, and obviously great win for you guys, getting the win over Springfield College. And thank you so much for coming up here in the booth, and good luck in your next game. Good luck on Friday against UMass Dartmouth.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, pay attention. Welcome to Fandom 101. We'll cover the tools of the trade from foam fingers in the wave to the super secret wave. How's that for a course description? Lesson 1, your game starts long before the opening whistle, so arrive prepared. 2, if something piques your interest, raise your hand. And 3, work in groups. NCAA championships. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Get your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets. Class dismissed.
Fenton Family Dealerships, Tri-State Area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, has state-of-the-art service facilities and services all makes and models. Home to an exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty at no extra cost to you. Locally owned since 1986. More information at fentondealerships.com.
And we're here now with Coach Justin Blood. You guys get the win today, an exciting walk-off victory. Obviously starting Pirog on the mound there, was your intention at first to have him go more than 5, or was that always kind of the plan, I guess?
We were going to go as long as he was pitching well. His pitch count got up there a little bit. Sometimes Nate, he's got swing and miss stuff, and that was evident today, but he gets into some deeper counts sometimes. So he was up, I think, over 80 or so pitches after that 5th inning. So Joe Schlehuber wanted to get him into a game. The couple of times he's been in this year, he's done a good job, and we're getting to that point of the season where we feel like we're going to need a few more options in the bullpen, and I thought we gave him the ball in a close game, and he did a good job. And then Dan Cantafi, who hadn't been on the mound in a little bit, he got out of a couple of jams and looked sharp. So, but Nate, very effective. He's come after hitters with his fastball a lot this year, and when he doesn't get to the right locations, he's paid for it a little bit, but when he does get to the right spots, he creates a lot of swings and misses.
Yeah, so in the back half of the game, when there was no runs between each team, what was the morale in the dugout? Were they just excited to get back up the plate and try again, or was it kind of dwindling?
I think guys were a little frustrated trying to figure out what they needed to do to have a more productive at bat. They were doing a good job. This team, we looked at just the basic raw stats, and you could see that they pitched pretty well. And they executed, doing a good job of just staying away from virtually all of our hitters. They stayed on the outer third, mix and match off speed and fastballs out there. And we're a pretty good fastball hitting team, and sometimes we need to learn to be a little better when people try to just soft us, and these guys were just kind of flipping some stuff on the outer half here and there. And I thought Reyna had a couple of good swings. And then I thought Evan, that's the type of approach that even in the 4th inning, sometimes if you're in one of those stagnant offensive stretches, just take that signal. Him doing that in that moment shows me that we can do that at any time in the game. He put his mind to it that, hey, this guy's throwing some sliders. We've got an open hole here in the 3-4 hole, and I'm just going to punch something through there and walk this off. And why don't we do that when we need a leadoff guy in the 5th? But I thought they did a pretty good job with the energy guys. I didn't feel like the morale was bad. They just, a little frustrated probably with some of their at-bats.
Yeah, you guys have had some interesting last few meetings here with Springfield. A couple of years ago, you beat them by 2. Last year, you lost there by 1. Now, today, you beat them again by 1. We talked about, Cody and I talked about a little bit during the game, kind of these games maybe being viewed, I guess, a little bit as kind of like tune-ups for conference games. You got a conference game coming up on Friday. How do you think you guys will be feeling going into that one?
Oh, well, just to hit on this one again, I think Springfield, they pitch it and they play D. So anytime you pitch and you play D, they're pretty athletic. They give themselves a chance. I think, offensively they're not as strong as they've been in the past, but they do pitch and play defense. But, we had the setback yesterday. Wanted to have something that we could walk away from here today feeling good about. A walk-off win is certainly a good way to do that. So we'll get to work tomorrow. Guys were super excited when I told them they had lift in the morning. So we'll get a lift in and then have practice in the afternoon and go over the scout for Dartmouth and get ready for them Friday.
Yeah, definitely always helps, certainly when you have a walk-off win to boost that morale and to get ready for the lift the next morning, those early morning lifts. So congrats on the win today, Coach, and good luck, obviously, on Friday as you go down to Dartmouth, and big doubleheader there.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Congrats.
This is Paul Sullivan of Sullivan Tire Company. We're thrilled to be sponsoring the Keene State College Athletic Program, supporting the Owls. No matter what the sport is, in Division III, they are legendary. What a great academic institution, liberal arts school, in a beautiful part of New England. So let's go, you Owls, And remember, at Sullivan Tire, we're always here to get you there. Thank you.
When we put this uniform on, we're preparing to serve our home state of New Hampshire. We serve part-time in our own communities and for our families and friends. In any emergency or disaster, you can count on the soldiers of the New Hampshire Army National Guard to be there. Our mission here at home is to make life better for everyone, and the benefits we earn help us improve our own lives. Learn more about part-time service with the New Hampshire Army National Guard at nationalguard.com/NH.
All right. Today's game on the Owls Media Network is brought to you by the New Hampshire Army National Guard. Visit nationalguard.com/NH or call 1-800-GO-GUARD. New Car Nissan of Keene, your premier new Nissan and used car dealership near Keene. Discover the new car difference. By American Steel Fabricators, visit americansteelfab.com. Fenton Family Dealerships, the tri-state area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, locally owned since 1986. By Fieldstone Land Consultants, a professional engineering, land surveying, and environmental services company serving New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Vermont, and Maine. By the Melanson Company, commercial and residential roofing since 1932. Engelberth Construction, we build relationships for life. Sullivan Tire, located on Winchester Street in Keene, always here to get you there. By Noise Volkswagen, we look forward to guiding you on your Volkswagen journey. And by the Best Western Plus Hotel, located at 401 Winchester Street in Keene. The Owls get the walk-off win today thanks to a single from Evan McHugh in the bottom of the ninth. They cap off the win over Springfield College and improve to 16-14, while the Pride fall to 10-20. Owls will be in action next, and you see on your screen there, 8-1 in their last 9 games. They'll be in action next for a big doubleheader on Friday when they travel down to play UMass Dartmouth. You can catch that on their network. And as always, thank you so much for tuning in. For Ryan Goodwin, Cody Hood, everybody else on our crew, have a good night, and we'll see you in the next one.
You have been watching a Keene State Athletics broadcast on the Owls Media Network. Please tune in to our next broadcast, and thank you for watching.